capacity to penetrate deep into the cell's mitochondria, potentially leading to increased energy, faster recovery, and the optimal performance your body demands. Train, fight, recover.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Sports Talk 305 Network is back. It's time to talk Miami Dolphins football with the greatest fan base in the world. This is the Miami Dolphins Postgame Show on the Sports Talk 305 Network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. Here's your host, the Big O.
Oh, baby! Oh, yes! Who's number one in the AFC East? Huh? You tell me who's number one in the AFC East. 3rd and 22. 3rd and 22. Oh, man, this is good. Celebration, baby. Celebration. Yeah. And hey, listen. You're not allowed on this train. Just want you to know that. Okay? Phonies trying to get on.
Oh, I need to correct you.
Do a train now. Yes.
The Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm a little excited here, Sean. Yes, I'm sorry. What?
The Kansas City Chiefs lost also today, so that means the Dolphins are the only undefeated team in the AFC. They're not just number one in the AFC East.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Tua can't lead a high-powered offense. Yeah, 6 touchdowns. Tua can't throw deep. 3rd and 22. I'll throw a 50-yard bomb in the air, in stride, on money. Money ball. Take the lead. Boom. It's over. I mean, this was beautiful, man. This was oh, he's not tough enough. I never thought he was in today's concussion type paranoia, all that kind of stuff. You know, back in the day, they rung your bell, smelling something. Whoa, yeah, I woke up. Okay, you're back in there, right? No problem. I thought for sure Tua was done. I thought for sure he was done. And somehow or another, thank the Lord, the man was able to come back and put together, because, you know, Teddy's a nice kid and all that. I know some of you guys out there were like, oh, Teddy starts. Teddy's a real starter. You guys don't know anything about football. Teddy, God bless him. He's a phenomenal man, but he is really a backup quarterback is what he is. And the offense would have lost it. You would have never had this comeback. And the guy comes back, and maybe that pass where Milano almost intercepted, maybe he was a little still, finding himself or whatever. I don't know, man. But don't question his toughness. I had some guy, a couple of idiots on Twitter. Oh, he's made of glass. I'm like, you're an idiot, dude. Your head gets slammed on the ground. That's anybody. That can happen to anybody. Happens all the time. But only Tua can, almost throw an interception. Only Tua can almost underthrow a pass or overthrow a pass, or, only Tua is short. Only Tua, because for idiots like that, that's how it is. I get it. He's had his injuries. We all have those concerns. But what happened to him there can happen to anybody. That was a dirty-ass hit. By the way, that third down that he threw inside the hash mark when he was fading back, money throw. God, I can sing Billy Idol money. I can sing ABBA money. I can sing more money, more problems for the AFC East now that we got Money Man on our side. Yes, Sean Stanley, sir.
I wanted to bring up injured in the loss to the Ravens. Mac Jones was injured again. Just throwing it out there.
But only Tua gets injured. That must be incorrect. I think you're lying. I think you're just trying to make us feel better because we only have the quarterback in the NFL that underthrows a pass or gets injured or gets knocked around or whatever. That only happens to our quarterback. Okay.
And also, Josh Allen kind of underthrew that last pass that could have maybe gave him the lead,
yes.
But I won't say it.
No. Josh Allen is, by the way, that guy's a Sasquatch. He's a beast. He's just an animal.
Oh, 100%.
He is from another world. He is a great player. Okay. That's all it is.
The pass.
Yeah, exactly. And the Bills are a dirty-ass team, but he is a great player. And I am disgusted with the Bills the way they played. And the Chase Edmonds play, you stick him, and then he sticks it to you, asswipe. I love that. Nano Filmmaker, Big O Nostradamus. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the love on the Super Chat. We go with Sportstradamus on the program. But thank you, sir. And I told everybody on Twitter, didn't I tell you a Tua comeback is coming? Didn't I tell you that a game-winning drive was coming back, right? I told you. And I got to say something. I love Mike McDaniel. I'm not calling those two running plays at the end there in the last I'm putting the ball in Tua's hands, trying to make a quick throw. He's great in tight spaces, man. Let him make a quick decision. I didn't think you were going to run against him the way everything was going on. Carlos Segarro, thank you, my friend. I appreciate the love in the Super Chat. He says the team is going to give a heart attack. Dude, these are the good heart attacks because this is the team that you feel that can win, baby. That's the beauty of this Dolphin team. Have heart now. Have belief. Have character. This team is for real. This team just last week was down by 21 points and came back. Today, they were in a slugfest with the best team in the NFL and a freak at quarterback that they have that is just, those kind of people don't exist. It's like LeBron James. It's like those freakish, Jim Brown, Wilt Chamberlain, Serena Williams, Larry Zonka, Walter Payton. There are certain people that, Steffi Graf, there are certain people that come in our lifetimes as athletes that you just have, no matter, I know we hate the Bills and we hate the Jets and we hate the Patriots and all that stuff, okay? But Tom Brady is Tom Brady, whether you like it or not. And Josh Allen is a freak, dude. And you just have to give him credit. He keeps stuff alive. He's got balls of steel. He'll run. He's tough to tackle. He's tough to catch. He's a pain in the ass. Give your defense credit. They were on the field for drives of like 86 plays. I don't even know if there's that many yards in a field. I'm joking. Relax. But I'm just saying there were like multiple drives. There was one of 20 plays. There was like another one of like 16 or 18 or something stupid. Your defense hung in there and finally made the plays they had to make, which was brutal. I tweeted out a video of Jerome Baker where his shoulders dangling out of that tackle with Josh, which I bet they were looking at his hand with all of that. Everybody got banged up in this game. This was a tough-ass game. Your team has proven to you that they got cojones of steel. Your quarterback, God damn it, he had a hell of a comeback last week. And now on 3rd and 22, he says, that doesn't mean anything to me. And he throws a 50-yard strike. Got to have confidence now. Hey, listen, I love you, bro. I love my Jay Fiedler. Okay? But it's not the Jay Fiedler era. I respect Lamar Smith. Thank you for what you did. Thank you, Ricky Williams, for what you did. I appreciate it. God bless you, Sperano. Rest in peace. That Wildcat year was kind of fun. You know, Chad Pennington, thank you for playing intelligent football, keeping the team in the game constantly. I get it. They were all teams that had limitations and phoniness to it that you knew deep down inside as a Dolphins fan. This ain't the team. At least with Marino, you walked onto the field and you knew you had the ultimate gunslinger and you always had a chance with that dude. So it was different. You had the Marx brothers. You had a chance. Always. Deep down inside, you never had a chance with any of those teams the last 25 years that I'm talking about. You knew Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, Tim Bowens, Pat Surtain, and Sam Madison were killing themselves to keep the team from scoring 15 points, because if not, the offense could not get to 20. Correct? Am I wrong? Jay Ajayi, Adam Gase, all that. Put it all away. Put the demons away. They just kicked Baltimore's ass for the second time 2 years in a row. They have now bitch-slapped Belichick 4 straight times under Tua, and now they beat the Buffalo Bills. It is time. It is time. Okay? It's Tua time is what it is. So enjoy it. Enjoy it. This is your freaking time. You suffered. You suffered forever. Have confidence. Have fun, dude. Root on these guys. Get behind them. Don't freaking come to me, some wussy-ass dude at the beginning. Well, no Raekwon and no, I forgot who. We're done. I'm like, dude, get out of my face. They just came back with last week on the road. Just get out of my face. I don't want to see this anymore. They dominated the Patriots. The Patriots never, ever were a freaking threat. Have confidence. Have fun. Enjoy it. You got a quarterback. You got a head coach. You got a front office. Bethel. Holy shit. By the way, where's the Greer people? Where are you idiots? Where's the Tua haters? Where are the Greer haters? The Bethel kid. Every week he's making a special teams play. They pick him off the street. You got a front office. You got a head coach. And you got a quarterback that's got balls of steel. Now stop doubting. Stop questioning. Have fun. Get behind it, man. Get behind it. Greg Sashi, baby, thank you. I love you on the super chat there. Remember, you can also make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, because we get the whole donation there. Here, YouTube takes 30%, but we appreciate it. If you got the Cash App, that's fine. I don't think any of our anybody in our company is going to complain about it. Here we go. Marco Rock says, God bless the D for hanging in there for so many plays. Amen to that, Marco. I'm with you, bro. Cigar Social Club says, can I get an all right, Miami? God bless you, my mad dog. Yes. Thank you, Cigar Social. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. EM Bowler EM Baller says, great team win, Miami. We're the top dogs now. That's right, baby. Thank you, EM Baller. Richard Ray says, Big O, can someone tell Sean Payton that Teddy Bridgewater conversation is over? Biggest win since 85. Sean Payton is a phony. You could tell you could tell you're playing with bullshit politics when one day you say one thing and then the next day you change your mind. I get it, dude. You had Teddy Bridgewater on your team. You had him. He's a fantastic young man. We all love Teddy Bridgewater. He had 9 touchdowns in your 5 games. I know the stats. None of his offenses have ever been dynamic. I was taking a crap when Teddy took over. Not because you're going to get annihilated or whatever. It's just I don't think you'll have a chance to really compete with elite people. You need quarterbacks that got the shit, and that's Tua. I'm trying to tell you that. Leon Fresco, Canes, Dorsey, and Jay Johnson, lack of composure. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. I'm just glad that the Dolphins outlasted a great team today. Okay? That's all. And a dirty team. Those bastards deserve to lose because they were dirty. Robert Triana, get him, Big O. You're the man. Let's go, community. Fins up. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you. Man, you guys are coming in with the super chat strong. Solo King Rue, Tua, we believe with you. There you go. There you go. Get on the Tua bandwagon, man. Get on the Tua bandwagon, because if not, it's going to run your ass over. Just Eddie, thank you for the love on the super chat, my friend. Appreciate you watching the show. Let me get to the super chats. Jay Jones, Miami has the Dolphins, the greatest football team. We take the ball with Tua from goal to goal like no one's ever seen. We got Hill, we got Waddle. Yeah, we'll kick your ass on the ground too. Brian Walters, thank you. And a super sticker in there too. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. George says, we wasted a lot of defensive Hall of Famers the last 25 years with our less than average offense. George, a hell of a text by you, and that is fact, sir. Fact. Jose, Super Bowl bound, baby. I don't want to hear about how Allen threw for 400 yards compared to Tua's yards. Allen 63 attempts, Tua 18, and a W. And he got knocked out too. And they had drives that took like 87 minutes. It was brutal. William Quigley, yes. Cutter's Edge, proud sponsors of our program and the best landscapers in the world. I should know. I experienced it. I have it in my front yard and in my backyard. Yes. And he was at the game. He's got season tickets. He goes to all of them. He's a big Dolphins fan. If you need landscaping for your business, for your condominium complex, for your home, you call the great people at Cutter's Edge. Thank you, William. Appreciate you. I know you're a big Dolphins fan. Huge Dolphins fan, man. We love you. John Boyd WFC, let's go, Big O, 3-0, watching that epic defensive stand all the way from Sheffield, England. Yeah, I love it. There you go. Hang in there, man. I know that inflation is not good. Hang in there. The Dolphins maybe will help you feel a little better about that inflation. We're all feeling that inflation, but you guys are feeling a little bit more. Our friends over there across the pond, man, they're going through a rough one. Stu, what's up, baby? Thank you, Stu. Appreciate the love. George Ceballos, thank you, sir. Fins up. Thank you. Damn, you guys are. Victor Huertas, great win. Thanks for the great coverage, Joe. Thank you. We will have Marcel Louis-Jacques with the report from the locker rooms. We're going to have Cameron Wolf. We'll have Tua's press conference. We'll have Mike McDaniel's press conference. We will get it all in there. Francisco Torres, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Very nice of you. Sticker and all. Thank you. Very kind. Manny J. Snow, Miami is no longer a Bills vacation spot. Happy, sad flight back to Siberia. Yes. Get lost, you dirty bastards who dive from walls and miss tables. That guy's a loser. Man of 1,005 holds. No Teddy. Under the bridge. Water talk. Fins up. Exactly. Let's see. Matthew, thank you for the love in the super chat. Did you see the Bills OC smash his iPad? Too much. Aha. Yes. Yeah. It seems like the Dolphins are the ones like Tua, Gesicki, Mike McDaniel. They all stay cool. Notice that? You notice how we have like a cool team? Like Tua, everybody's like, oh my God, he can't throw. He's too short. He's got no arm. Oh, Gesicki can't block. Oh, Mike McDaniel, he looks like a geek. And those guys are just like, we're good. We're good. We'll prove it to you. We're good. Scotty Webb bought a Tua jersey today. My first one since Marino. You should. You should. That's the next quarterback for the Miami Dolphins going to the Hall of Fame. Buy it. That's a money player. Frank, game was on. Tua's throw to Waddle at 3rd and 22. Tua's got balls. What, you think coming back from a hip surgery to then play for a coach that hates him, then throws him to the lines for the Rams, so then Michael Brockers can slam him because Jesse Davis can't block? He's got balls. He's got balls of steel. Billy Shaw, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. Man of 1,005 hole. All Tua does is win, win, win. Exactly. No, but Justin Herbert, he's beautiful. He can throw for 100 yards. He's got locks. Rand Romero, how do you feel about today's game? I don't know if you can actually sense it right through the damn screen, sir, but thank you for the love on the super chat. I haven't felt like this since Marino, man. Okay? I'm telling you. I just told you right now that you better start feeling good about this team. This is for real. This isn't fraudulent. None of this stuff. Okay? It's happening a little faster than it should, but hey, what are you going to do? Bromar Smelly, thank you. McDaniel's a scientist. Con cojones. Okay? Because it takes kind of cojones to coach. I think we caught up finally. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Appreciate all of you. No, I mean, listen, today was one of those days that you're going to love because you're going to remember this. You're going to remember what you're doing right now as a Dolphins fan is there's a transformation going on. There's a transformation going on in the front office. There's a transformation going on in the coaching staff. There's a transformation going on with your quarterback. There's a transformation going on with the fan base. And then we have the periphery. I know I'm the media, but I'm kind of the guy that's like trapped in the middle of the media because, of course, I'm media and we have media access and we do everything the media does, but I'm blatantly a fan. I'm never going to hide what's back there. I'm pure South Florida sports. I will always be that. I was born here in Belgrade, Florida, in the West Coast, in the western corner of Palm Beach County. I'm a freak. I'm a real Floridian. I'm a real South Floridian. So for me, this is what it's all about, man. So there's a transformation going on. And, for years, we had Shula for 30 years, and we had perfection, and we had somebody that always did it right. I was having a conversation today with Zach from Sloman's. He's a huge Dolphins fan. And obviously the Sloman's family also enjoying the Dolphins win too. Alarmo's here with us. And his company's been around for 100 years. And it's a monster. It's a great company. I've seen it firsthand, And why? Because they've been around for a while. So we had Shula for a while, and they were able to build a fortress of success. When you have Bill Walsh around for a while, Belichick, Popovich, you get certain things, Dr. Buss with the Lakers, you get in a groove that your franchise, you hope, right, that happens. Sometimes it's just a flash in the pan for some franchises. They're here today, they're gone tomorrow, but the Steelers have always been the Steelers, right? It's the Rooneys, the Rooneys, the Rooneys, the Rooneys. You can change the coaches and the general managers, but they continue to be, because if you're the Sloman's family, you know what I mean? If you're the Quigley family running Cutter's Edge, you know what I mean? That's why you become a monster. Because as time grows, if you know what the hell you're doing, okay? If you know what the hell you're doing as time grows, you become a big financial institution, a great law office, you become whatever it is, you grow and you become a great sports franchise. We had it for a while. They have it in the Heatland. Riley's been there, dude. Since Riley came from the Knicks, what happened to the Heat? They've changed all kinds of shit, and it doesn't matter because Riley and Arison are running the damn ship. So it's always going to be at some level. Vital and C4 are now, before you know, they've done it. They've built the foundation now. Now is when they're going to start to really gain the fruits of their labor from everything that they've built the last few years. Oh, here's Mike McDaniel. Well, I'll get to my point later.
The post before you came to Miami, how does it feel knowing that you're the only standing undefeated team in the AFC East and just transitioning to a short week, getting ready for Cincinnati?
Yeah, I mean, people take me way too literal. I don't like these shock endings, but I'm just really happy for the team because this much I do know. Teams win football games, and if you're going to have success over the long haul, you have to have confidence that whatever phase can win a football game for you can go ahead and do that. And it takes the collection. Every play is almost equally as important as the next. So to see guys persevere in a tough situation in a game that they took very serious, I knew we were going to get our best effort from everybody, and then to be able to finish the game with two unbelievable efforts by the defense. I think I couldn't have written a better script for what we're trying to do. It's a exciting day for the team, and we've had 3 opportunities and we've won those 3. So that's also strong in perspective for us because 3 wins doesn't do anything at the end of the season. You need a couple more than that. So, but right now, very proud of the guys. We got a short week, so we can enjoy it for maybe a half hour, and then it's on to the next.
Mike, time of possession, yards, first downs. You guys were underdogs and all that today. Can you talk about what you learned about the team, especially at the end of the game when they had the punt situation? What'd you learn about the way they held their heads high and were able to overcome that?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a lot of team. I learned a lot about the resolve. You don't know until you have it happen, and the team got a lot of confidence in the offense last week. So when you worry that when push comes to shove and you're trying to finish the game, that if you get a first down, the game's over and you can't get a yard. You worry about the team's resolve. But I see much better than I hear. I was hoping, but to see the way they came back with confidence and played attacking football, I learned what I would hope to learn. You never know until you're in those situations, but I was very happy with the entire team and how they pressed forward, because even special teams, we have an unfortunate situation. We were trying to get some yards at the end of the game to at least, worst case scenario, punt the ball from our own back end line, and we have something that doesn't totally go our way, but we don't win that game if we don't completely flip the field on a punt previous in that half. So it's a great experience for guys. I'm happy that they were able to come out with the win because they definitely did everything in their power to get that done. Yeah.
How did you adjust to that?
No, that was live speed action. Now Tua, he went out with a lower back, and that was, I hadn't had that rep with him yet, and he kind of got bent back pretty significantly on a quarterback sneak earlier, and so I was kind of with everyone else when he hit his head on the ground. I assumed it was a head injury. But his legs got wobbly because his lower back was completely loose, and as he described it, it was like he said his lower back it was like Gumby or something. So that was that. That is a challenge. That happens all the time in NFL games. It was kind of fast and furious. We had some skill position players get dinged. We had some linemen fight through it, but those are things that you just have to be able to adjust on the fly. You better, your whole staff better be in concert. You better have contingencies, and you better have, know some plays you want to go to if things happen. So we were able to do the best we could, but it was a lot better when we had everyone back. That's for sure. I think it meant something to everybody. I talked to the guys about it, and you're not there, but you've been in the league long enough, and I've been on both sides of the coin where you've had a streak against a team, and you've been on the poor side of the streak as well. So I told the team that it doesn't matter that we weren't here. That at some point, or just because now moving forward, we're a part of that streak. So at some point in time, we're going to have to handle that. Otherwise, we're going to keep hearing about it. But I think it's important for them so it was special for everyone involved in that regard. As special as a week 3 regular season game can be. I will say that much, but we know that we're going to see them again. If they at all took us lightly at all, I promise you they won't again. So we're going to get their best shot, and that is a really, really, really good football team. That's what I'm happy about most, is that our team battled against what's as good of a team that exists in the National Football League. No, I think you just you make it a little more abstract, because to me, I think everyone can identify what you don't want to do in this situation in any year of your career, but particularly one where we have an opportunity to play some games with a team that we feel pretty confident in. You don't want to do yourself a disservice and fall short of your potential. So you just want to be as good as you can get and continue to grow. I think you bring up things as they're pertinent, and to me, because if you're talking about goals that happen 15 weeks from now, you're just going to get hit in the mouth, because every single week in the National Football League, everyone's giving you their best shot. So I think, now we can talk about, not sneaking up on people, but realistically, whether we're 0-3 or 3-0, we're playing the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday night, and somebody's going to come out with a win, somebody's going to come out with a loss. So you got to do everything you can in your power to make sure that you continue to progress in your game, and give it your best shot. So I think they will change when our circumstances change. Right now, there's no difference really between game 4 and game 1. We have to do our best to win football games, and if you win football games, you can kind of control whether or not you get to play playoff football or not, and that's kind of our objective. Yeah, no, it's what you call a roller coaster. That's for sure. When you're the head coach, it's a lot easier to stay balanced, ironically, because you're taking in the entire portion of the game. And what I did know is I was watching the defense and hearing the calls and seeing how they're communicating is they were not giving up. I knew they were going to have to earn the touchdown. So once they got to 2 minute and we knew we were going to rip off the timeout and try to keep them from scoring a touchdown. So then a couple of those things happened. You're very excited. Me as the offensive play caller, I immediately knew that we were on our -2. So we, felt pretty good about run play the first down and got minus yardage. So you're trying to make sure that you don't get a safety, and when you quarterback sneak it, I think we might have lost a quarter of a yard too. So at that point, I didn't want to have to pass the ball, but I thought that was the only way that we could protect the team with the way the line of scrimmage was playing out right then. And you get an incomplete. It's not a safety, but it's almost the worst case scenario. You'd rather just take a 0 yardage kneel and run time off. So that was not an exciting moment, definitely. And then, we get a redirect off of a punt when we're backed up, something that was kind of caused on our own end. And yeah, it's not exciting, but I was very encouraged. I knew they had to go the length of the field, and I knew our defense was ready. That they've been working for this for a long time, and they enjoy those opportunities. So I thought they were going to bail us out, and they sure did. So that was pretty exciting. No, I think that's a big play that I think Tua will always remember, that a lot of his teammates will, because he was battling through, and that's really hard, especially with how he throws. He uses such great base and balance that he uses his whole core to throw, and he had to be on time and on rhythm. He saw the coverage the right way. He attempted to move the field safety as best he could, but I think it goes to show how important it is to him, how gutsy he is, how tough he is, and when he can sense when big moments are on the line, and just very happy that him and Waddle came up with the play to get us into scoring position that Chase ultimately ended up getting the score on. So that was a big one that I think we'll all remember for sure. Thank you, guys.
There we go. That's the head coach. So back, huh? Is that what we're going with? We're going back? So it was to his back. Okay, yeah. He's got to use his core. Well, the core exploded for 50 yards. So last year, let me see. So Tua threw a 50-yarder to Watt on the sideline with fractured ribs and a fractured knuckle, but he doesn't have an arm, remember. And so now apparently he has a back injury, and he flung it 50 yards on a dime in stride. Back. It was back, of course. He was wobbling, it was back, his head going against the ground. Please, that had nothing to do with it. Nothing to see here. No, I'm Kevin Bacon, Animal House. Nothing. There's nothing to see here. The worst part about references, it's hard to pick up references from every generation. Because, what's the nothing to see here reference? Oh, there we go. There's to a time. I hope you now believe, bitches.
What happened from your perspective?
Yeah, on the quarterback sneak, I kind of got my legs caught under someone, and then they were trying to push back, and then kind of felt like I hyperextended my back or something. And then on the next play, I kind of hit my back and kind of, kind of hurt. And then I got up, and then that's kind of like why I stumbled. My back kind of locked up on me. But for the most part, I'm good past whatever concussion protocol they had. So I'm good. Yeah, it was uncomfortable going in. It was, I guess you could say it was the adrenaline that was, keeping me going with the throwing. But Mike called a play that he thought would work, and if we got a certain look, we wanted to take advantage of it. And so they looked like they ran quarters coverage, and they played really deep. So I try to hold the boundary or the field safety to Tyreek's side, try to hold him, and then I came back to Waddle, trusting that Waddle would beat his guy, which he did.
You guys not getting a lot of plays, a lot of possessions, but when you're out there, you were able to move the ball. Just from your perspective, I mean, what was it like kind of sitting on the sidelines for so long, just kind of waiting to get the ball, and then, just having so few opportunities, and even with some guys coming in and out?
Yeah, I would say that was the toughest part of the game. We never knew when our next op would be, and then when we did get an opportunity, we had penalties on those, and then we'd go 3 and out in some instances. So against a good team like this, you can't do that. But I think we rallied, and you really look at it, the defense came through, and it kind of tells a picture story of what our team is capable of. It's not just our offense being able to help win a game, but it's the defense as well. And we've seen that today with their performance.
Well, Buffalo's had your number of late, and now you guys are 3-0. You beat them. Where are you at as far as this season, and have expectations changed or raised?
No, expectations haven't been raised, haven't changed. This is for us. This is what we believe. We believed in each other. We believed in ourselves. It might be new to a lot of the people that are watching, but for us, we don't go, we don't do anything more than what we're asked out there on the field, as well as practice, and that's what we do. We just trust each other, go out and play football.
You're now 3-0, the last undefeated team in the AFC. How do you manage the celebration of this game, but then preparing for a short week, getting ready for Cincinnati?
Yeah, I mean, you enjoy it. You enjoy it now, but it's a quick turnaround. So you got to move on quick, and get ready for Cincinnati. For me, I'm just worried about getting my back right.
You guys obviously had great resolve again there after the safety. Can you talk about maybe your role now as a captain too? Were you stepping up and talking to people about how to stay maintained in your intensity at the end of that game?
Well, it's kind of hard to get the guys riled up after they just came off. So, I think we can do better offensively in a situation like that, backed up, trying to help end the game with the ball in our hands. But, the defense went out there. They did their thing. It really hats off to them. They played an outstanding game, tough, and that's a really good offense, explosive offense.
So
yeah, right now it's tight. It was sore when it did happen, but yeah, any competitor that would never wanted to come out would have did the same thing. So I was just trying my hardest to get back up and get the next play and run it.
So to clarify, did you hit the back of your head when you fell down on that play?
Yeah, I did, but I think I really hit my back first, because that's what I felt first. So yeah, they did a great job. I think they did a great job within the run game as well, and then within the play pass. I think they did a good job operating that way. There's still some miscues that we had from me communicating to those guys, but for the most part, it was clean. man, just let the defense do their thing. We're always hoping for the best. We're always hoping for a turnover. Our defense gives us a turnover, but I mean, you think of the drives that Buffalo had. I mean, they had some long drives. I don't know how many plays, but they took a lot of time off of the clock. So the stamina, and then kind of going through it, running around in the heat. A lot of guys are cramping up, but they stuck with it, and they helped us pull off this win.
Tua, did you notice the Bills doing anything particular to make up for the loss of their starters in the secondary?
Yeah, there were some things. There were some coverages that we didn't see, that Micah Hyde, would be kind of orchestrated in, but they ran whatever the guys in the back end felt most comfortable, I would say. They tried to disguise some coverages, but for the couple rookies that were out there, I mean, they did a good job playing today on the defense. And then you obviously got someone like Von Miller, on their D line. I mean, making it tough for us to run the ball and then pass. I think our O-line did a great job kind of containing him and keeping him away from the quarterback. Well, we'll have to see. I don't want to say that I'm a genie and I'm going to feel good tomorrow. We'll see. So we'll go get some tests, and then we'll come back tomorrow. Thanks, guys.
And there he is, Tua Tagovailoa. All righty. They got 2 sacks today. The Bills ended up with 2 sacks. Greg Rousseau, former Kane, ended up with 1.5. DeMar Hamlin had the other half. That's it. That's it, man. That's all. Von Miller, by the way, did not have a tackle in this game. Did not have a sack. Jack. Just want to say that. Okay. That was very nice. Very nice. Okay, so let me get back. So it was his back, huh? Yeah, he thought he hit his back first before he hit his head. And of course, I mean, any of us that have fallen like that, it's your back that you really feel, I mean, take it from a guy that fell exactly like that on a basketball court, and my head went against the concrete. Okay, and I ended up getting a second degree concussion from it. So, but hey, listen, if they want to sell us back, that's all right. That's all right. You and I know, right? You and I know. It didn't matter if the glove didn't fit. You and I know, right? That Clinton, he inhaled, you and I know, right? I mean, we're smart, right? We know these things, right? We can see through the trees, right? Okay. But I don't want this now. Don't go questioning Tua's toughness ever again. Coming back from a hip surgery within 9 months to play the NFL, both of his ankles, each of them have titanium wire in them. Not he bust up his ankle and he says, no, let's put titanium wire. So that way I never have that issue again. You think he's tough? Then he plays. You think he's tough? He plays with Jesse Davis on the line. That's tough. Playing with Jesse Davis as your blind side, brother, that's tough. That's like having Charles Manson as a cellmate. You're automatically dead. You're done. I mean, look, the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, that's all you need to know. They've now got Jesse Davis and Brian Flores. Anyway, so listen, bottom line, don't question his toughness ever again. The guy played with fractured ribs and a knuckle. By the way, did Goldilocks play today? Do you know, Sean? Did Goldilocks play?
Goldilocks is playing. He's thrown an interception and has a fumble so far against Jacksonville.
But was it a pick six? Because that's Goldilocks' like expertise.
No, they're not in the fourth quarter.
Oh, dude, they're losing to the Jags 13-0. Can you imagine if Tua was losing to the Jags 13-0? The Herbert lovers. He's 3 of 7 for 22 yards and an interception and and a lost fumble. That is just absolutely fantastic. Did he at least get a tackle? No, he didn't, unfortunately. Oh, my rib hurts. Oh, have sympathy for him. He's twice the size of Tua, but have no sympathy for Tua. Okay? That's all. All right. Now, next time somebody tells you that Tua isn't tough, you just don't even bother with that person ever again. Okay? I mean, the Tua people, can you imagine how the last week has been for those Tua people? They watched Herbert come apart on Thursday night. Then you go deeper into the stats and you find out he does this for a living, pick sixes, right? And they're all losses. He's like a choke artist. And so now he gets all banged up, and here he is. He's losing to the Jags 13-0. Can you imagine if this happened all to Tua? By the way, let me just, have a little more fun with the Tua idiots out there. Oh, man, I'm only getting started with you all out there. Anyway, so Mac Jones, 22 of 32. Isn't he like Twommy Boy? Isn't he the next Twommy Boy? He's 22 of 32, 321 yards and 3 interceptions. So what happens if Tua does that? The double standard is amazing, but the proof has been there for the last week. Herbert idiots, shut up. Your guy is super talented. We all know that. So is Jeff George, and so is Vince Young, and so is a boatload of other guys that I can talk about, like Jamarcus Russell. I can talk about guys like Ryan Leaf till I'm blue in my face. I've seen all kinds of guys that are talented and got wicked arms and wicked talent that they can run like deers and all that. Doesn't mean they're great quarterbacks. Okay? So all you Herbert people, slow your roll, back the hell up. Your guy hasn't accomplished jack shit. And stop comparing him to Tua, who's won a championship where Herbert didn't. Herbert never even sniffed one. And this guy won it. And he beats Herbert, and he wins double the games he loses. Yes, sir. Today he's 16-8. Suck on that. 16-8. Your boy's working on 16-19. Suck on that. And he's had better talent. You don't understand the quarterback position. You just look at the physical talent. That doesn't make the quarterback at all. If it made the quarterback, then tons of guys would have been successful. You better have the mental fortitude to get it done. You better have the toughness to get it done. You better be able to respond to pressure, like 3rd and 22, like being down by 21, like being a freshman coming off the bench and winning a national title. Shut the hell up already about Tua. Okay? He's accomplished more in 1 week than Justin Herbert has in his entire career so far in the NFL, because all Herbert does is put up stats. Stats. This kid wins. And some idiots are, oh, that's not a stat in the NFL. Yeah, right. Sure, dude. Yeah, talk to a Dolphin fan about that the last 25 years. You ask them what happens in the playoffs, what happens, why they always fall short from the playoffs. Why? Because their team sometimes is good enough, but they just don't have the guy to get them over the top on 3rd and 22, down by 21. But you go ahead. You keep questioning his toughness, keep questioning his arm, keep questioning his attitude, keep questioning his work ethic, keep questioning his character, keep questioning his personality. You keep doing that and keep being wrong. One of the things that I was talking about before I was rudely interrupted by Mike McDaniel and Tua Tagovailoa. And I was talking about you guys out there. And there's a transition going on. And I want you guys to accept the transition. It's tough. It's been a brutal 25 years For those of you that are really young, you haven't seen anything good, so you can't trust anything. For us older people, we saw the greatness, then we saw the debacle, and then it's beaten us up so much that we can't accept what's happening. And so that's what I want you to do. I want you to accept what's happening. I want you to actually enjoy it. Stop questioning it. Enjoy it. Root the guys on. Stop worrying about little things now. Oh, this guy's out, that guy's out, this, whatever. Don't worry about it. Cheer the damn team on. They've got a good team. If Tua's healthy and you keep him healthy, you're going to have a chance to stay in all these games. You're going to have a chance to win games. If that defense steps up the way it stepped up today, you're going to have a chance to win big-time games. If you have Tyreek and Waddle healthy, you're going to have an opportunity to win big-time games. If you've got Gesicki playing ball, he will make plays for you because he's been a money player since he got here. You have a lot of guys that can make plays. They went through a brutal game today. A brutal game. How they're going to be ready for Thursday, I have no idea, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? I mean, it's just really, they're going to be missing people for that game. They have to. But God bless them. Whatever, if they can get through this week, wow. That is as impressive as it gets, quite frankly. And we'll be here to have the pre- and post-game show for you. I promise you. We'll be doing that. Anyway, but enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. And, I was talking about before how you get your runs with coaches like we have with Riley now, and you get them with Shula. And I think now you got the front office, you've got the head coach, and you've got the quarterback. Now you've got the combination you've been waiting for. And look at the 2 wins you've had the last 2 weeks. And if somehow or another, let me tell you something. They're playing with loaded dice on Thursday. They're playing with house money. That's what I'm saying. That's not loaded dice. They're playing with house money on Thursday. If they're kind of flat on Thursday, I will understand. If they're 3-1, I'm not going to be depressed about it. I gotta tell you something, because they're human beings, and what they've done in the last 3 weeks is pretty amazing, because they're exercising demons like the Patriots, the Ravens, and now the Bills. I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the murderous row. People talked about how difficult the schedule is. It's not the schedule. It's the history of the Patriots. It's the history of the Bills. It's the history of the Ravens recently. The recent histories have been bad. And with the Patriots, it was already turning. And I think this year is kind of like the nail in the coffin, like it's over already. I told you in the pregame, I'm done with the Patriots. I do not fear the Patriots whatsoever ever again. They're done. This is the beginning of the end for Bill Belichick, is what's going to end up happening, is what I feel. That eventually, he won so much, they'll give him his time. It'll be a Chuck Noll thing, and you'll run out of gas, and then they'll push your ass out and that kind of stuff. And it's, that's what's going to end up happening. You know what I mean? So I'm not in any fear of the Patriots anymore whatsoever. And then the Ravens been punching you in the mouth over and over again. And last year you had the game. And then this year you went back and you went to their house and you won and you embarrassed them in their home. And yeah, the quarterback had a great day, but he peed in his pants in the fourth quarter, because when you really needed to be a quarterback and needed to get points, that offense fizzled, the defense shined like it did today. And the Bills is another demon you've been dying to exercise. So these 3 weeks were not just about a difficult start, not just about being 3-0 in the AFC East. It was about sending a message to all 3 of those assholes that, hey, things have changed. This is not going to go on anymore. You're not pushing the Dolphins around anymore. That's exactly what they've done for the last 3 weeks. The Bengals, they don't possess that history, that animosity, that embarrassment, that the defeats and all that kind of stuff. So I can see a mental lapse there. I can see a little bit of a, where you let off the gas a little bit, because humanly you're just worn out, emotionally and physically, because you're exercising demons and you're beating teams and you're sending messages. Big 3 weeks that just happened right now for the Miami Dolphins. Absolutely enormous. Let me go. I mean, the chat board's over. Yes, sir, Sean. What do we have?
So Adam Schefter is reporting that per source, NFLPA has told the NFL that it wants to initiate a review of the concussion protocols in light of Tua's return to today's game in Miami. And then Marcel retweeted that and said, interesting note here, at halftime, the Dolphins said Tua was being evaluated for a head injury.
Right, they did say that. Yeah, they sent out that. Yeah, and then no, it's not. Why'd you say head? Back, the other 4-letter. Yeah, no, I got it. That's how it went. That's it. I played it out for you right there. That was exactly what happened. That was a dramatization. The actors in this dramatization are only replaying the events that happened in the case. So I'm just saying that's kind of what ended up happening. Jason Myers, big win today with how many picks we dropped and how long our defense was on the field. What a great win. No excuses about their defense being inexperienced. I'm so happy. There are no excuses here, dude. This is the NFL. Show up. And by the way, they've been kicking the Dolphins' lesser ass for years. A Dolphin team that never had the quarterback, a Dolphin team that really didn't have the coaching, at times didn't have a front office. So they've been taking advantage of the Dolphins for years. Now they got the front office. Now they got the coach. Now they got the quarterback. And now it's even level playing field. It's on now. It's on now. Now they're facing a team. So they've been taking it. They've been winning against the lesser Dolphin team the entire time. Charliliums or whatever arcade, 15 minutes of offense still outscores Bills. That's right, baby, because you got Tua time. You got a money man. Thank you for the love. Wallace the Brand, do we win on a short week after that effort? Well, I just talked about that, so you just got my thoughts a little bit on that one. AH360, do you run that third down goal line play or sneak it to keep the clock running? I understand he was trying to keep the clock going. I probably would have had him pass on second down to try to get a little space out of there. I trust Tua, but that's just me, But hey, they won, man. You can't. In the end, what are you gonna do? Yeah, they obviously did not make the wrong calls. So some of you wanted them to score. Think about that. No, let them score. Let them take the lead, and then you can get the ball and take the lead again. Are you sure that's going to happen? Love the trust in Tua. Leon Fresco, maybe Allen does not have an NFL arm that last throw. I know, Leon. Did you see that? What a noodle arm that guy, that Josh Allen. Big for nothing, noodle arm, underthrowing. So weak. I got to tell you, noodle ass arm, Allen. EJ Barrow says, hey, Wilkinson was just awarded the Red Cross for giving Allen a field vasectomy. Very good, EJ Barrow. He always has fun on Twitter. He's actually a good follow on Twitter. Robert Bose says, Esiason on CBS, Lucky Rabbit's foot win for McDaniel. F him and the national media. Great show. Yeah, lucky. There's no lucky in the NFL. There's no lucky there, dude. They earned that. They took the win away from the Bills. The Bills were right there to score, and that's a high-powered offense that is impossible to stop with that stinking mobile Sasquatch that is back there, that he's hard to tackle, hard to catch. I mean, that guy's an absolute freak of all freaks, dude. Steve Chapman, thank you for the amazing support always. We've suffered for so long. We deserve this. Amen for that, Steve. Thank you. Thank you out there. I got to get to the Venmos and the Cash Apps too, because you guys got a crap ton there on Venmo and Cash App. Damn, the texts are amazing. Please smash the like button. It is very important. The 2,000 that are watching, that you hit the like button, man. Let's get that thing, over 1,000 there. I'd like to get to the 2,000 that we have right now. Everybody, you're looking at this. Hit the like button, please. Come on, the Dolphins won. The Dolphins won. I am the only media member in the damn planet that believes in Tua from the get-go. Do it for Tua. Let's go. We got 2,100 people watching right now. Smash that like button for this amazing win. It's like making it rain in a strip club, right? That's what it is. Has 650. Make it rain. Let me hit that again. Let's see that. Let me see 2,000. That would be awesome. Manny J. Snow, I just realized that not only McDaniel has a degree from Yale, but also a degree in full-out BS. Yeah, yeah. Listen, you know me, I'm not a bullshit artist, so I got to go with it's funny. You want to sell me the back thing. That's fine, man. If you want to do that. Eric Echevarria, where's Marcel Louis-Jacques? Oh, by the way, Sean, send them invites. They may not have any. Okay. Who
I've
else
caught
is
on
here?
to you already. I already sent them.
Okay, Muzi, remember all of your insiders saying that we have no depth on defense and wonder why we didn't go sign free agents. Greer knows how to pick them, baby. Yep. Apparently, they've got enough to survive a deluge of injuries. Richard Ray, thank you for the love. Come on, Big O, say his name. Oh, I should learn that. Let's make it a train. I should learn how to pronounce his whole name. I don't know how to do it, but I got to do it. You're right. Andy Cornell, fins up from Scotland. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate all of you out there, as always, watching from all over the world. So kind of you all out there, as always. Damn, I can't catch up. John C., can't wait for your interview with Marcel. Let's go Miami. It's coming. We're going to have Marcel. We'll have Cam on. H360 says, beating Herbert was fun until Tua lost to Tannehill with the playoffs on the line. How about our wait until week 17 to get the report cards out? I'm not worried about that, bro. That was with a stupid coach. They ran in the first half of that game, and then they chose not to run again in the second half, which, of course, is not going to help your passing game. But go ahead. You make it about Tua. You fought. We're just talking about this shit. Okay? I appreciate the super chats, AH360, but I'm going to keep it 100, my man. Don't tell me about what happened in the past. It had nothing to do with Tua. That's what I said for 2 goddamn years. It's the coaching. It's the offensive line. It's the talent around him. It had nothing to do with Tua. Tannehill has a running game and an offensive line, and at that time, beastly wide receiver. Of course, he's going to win. He has all the weapons and the coaches. Stop falling into the trap and stop saying stupid shit like blaming him for anything last year or the year before. And thank you for the super chat. Frankie Fresco, Big O, that countdown for the last play of the game felt like New Year's. I'm with you. No, seriously, stop blaming him. I got tired for 2 years of defending him because people that don't know football keep blaming him for the shit around him. And look at the difference. You're 3-0 with real coaching and real talent around him. Stop it already. Jesus. I'm trying to have a good mood here, man. Don't ruin my good mood. The Bug Mike, great win. No more QB sneaks for Tua, please. He's unstoppable when healthy. Exactly. Yeah, I didn't like the QB sneak myself. I'm with you there. If I'm going to nitpick a little bit, yeah, I'm not a big fan of he doesn't have the body. I'd rather he can beat you with his mind and his arm and his accuracy. I'd rather do that. Just don't blame him for the crap that we've had in this damn place for a while now. So freaking tired of that, man. Really am. Adam Sadowski, thank you, sir. Appreciate you on the Cash App. Ray Martinez, thank you, sir. He says, for Tua, go defense. Thank you, Ray. Appreciate you, my man. On the Cash App, remember, you can make a donation through Cash App and Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. Adam Sadowski put, you called it at least 3-1, if not 4-0. Yep, I did say 3-1 in the first. I'm the only nutbag, bro. I get it. I'm the guy that everybody thinks is absolutely, nuts and full of crap. But I guess I'm the one that's right about Tua. I've been right about Chris Greer. I've been right that they didn't have talent around, Tua. It's just the part that I really don't understand. Now the quarterback has help. And if he has help, you're now 3-0. You've beaten the Bills, the Ravens on the road, and you kicked the Patriots' ass. It's absolutely phenomenal. Angel Zuniga on Venmo, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Didn't put any message, but you put some Dolphins. Steve M, as always, he goes, laughing out loud, believe. I need to see him complete a season without missing stretches of games. I need to see him handle cold weather without losing to Tannehill. See, that's ridiculous. And how about making and winning in the playoffs? Long way to go before anything is right or wrong, brother. Okay, that's fine. And he'll prove you wrong then too. Glenn Hare, thank you for the love on Venmo. He says, knowledgeable sports show and informative and entertaining. Solid belief in Tua, McDaniel, and the rest of the Dolphin team and staff. Thank you, sir. Peter German, thank you. He says, big win, another monster. We have smitten. Go Tua. Go D. All right. Appreciate you all out there as always, man. Very kind. Very kind of you out there. Cash App or Venmo, that's Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show if you want to get in on the program and make a donation there. Appreciate you. Big O, glad you're available to us as a resource to truly educate the football fans. We've been fed nonsense about Tua from the national media. Appreciate you because you have a clickbait type of media nowadays instead of just call it like you see it, man. That's all. What's wrong with that? I don't understand that. Why do we have to have an argument show that you have to take the other side? Even if you don't believe it, you have to take the other side. They tried to play that shit with me once at QAM, and I said, no, I don't do that, bro. I had to take the bad guy side. And I'm like, no, dude, I'll be the bad guy. Don't worry about that. That'll happen naturally. I'll be the bad guy. Don't worry about it, dude. I'll be the bad guy. I'll tell you that the Ndamukong Suh signing is trash. I'll be the bad guy. Don't worry about it. I'll tell you that Tannehill will never be a franchise quarterback. I'll be the bad guy, but I'll believe it at least. That's the difference. And that's what we have in our society. ESPN and all these shows, it's trash. It's just trash. It's producers that come in and they find the topics to create controversies, and they know that the two people are passionate, and they know they can get under your craw, and that's what they do. That's all. It's not about really actually trying to tell you what they see. It's not actually about complimenting people and, hey, let's talk about the good stuff. No, because it's boring, dude. Let's get into the controversy. Let's talk about what I'm unhappy about, because you always go to the restaurant and you complain if your soup is cold, if it's got a hair, if the steak is undercooked, but then you have a delicious meal and you feel great and you walk right out the goddamn door and you never tell the maitre d', hey, can you go tell that chef that I really appreciate this, whatever it was the best I've ever had. You never do that. You might do that once in your lifetime, and you had a whole bunch of really good meals. But I bet they'll hear from you every time there's something wrong. And that's our world. That's the world we live in. You know? It's sad, but and so they know that they're not going to what did I do the last couple of years? Hey guys, you got to be patient. Chris Greer is a really good GM. He is doing the right. Oh, no, the 2020 draft is a mess. It's no good. Well, Raekwon Davis has been pretty damn good, and Brandon Jones. And if you got Tua, that's fine. Now, Austin Jackson was actually playing all right. And if no one never turns out, fine. But you know how it is? You'll get people to still complain about the 2020 when it's really not that bad anymore, especially if you hit on Tua. The draft's great just with Tua. But then they don't mention the other drafts that were fantastic. And they don't mention the free agent signings that they've had. They're fantastic. And they don't mention the street free agents, you know, the Zach Sealers of the world, the Nick Needhams. Trill was coming around, you know, Kohu, all these kind of guys that they pick up the Bethel kid that they just picked up. You know what I'm saying? They don't mention any of that, right? But they focus on 2020. But everything else about outside of 2020 is awesome. And even if you look at 2020, now you don't even have that to complain about. So you can't complain about 2020 anymore. Can't complain about Chris Greer. Can't complain about Tua. What more? That he's a lefty, you're still not convinced? So that's the world we're all stuck in. We're stuck in a world where they got to go do shows that want to get in your craw, even if they don't believe what they're saying. So then there's no credibility with these people because they're doing everything for shock value. So I'd rather just shock you with the truth. That's what I've been doing for 30 years. I'll shock you with the truth instead. I'll tell you, yeah, right. I get what they're trying to do with the Whiteside, but if I'm the Heat, I would not give him the contract. That's just who I am. You know, I wasn't a fan of the Lowry deal. Wasn't a fan of the extension of Jimmy Butler. Too much money, older players. Sorry, that's my opinion. I'm not doing it for shock value. Don't need to do it for shock value. That's bull crap, because then you're never going to believe me. And that's the problem, that most of the people that are on radio, that are on television, they're trying to do shit for shock value. So that's why you're fed all that crap. Sucks, right? But it's the truth, unfortunately. Let's see. Adam Burke, Bills were too cocky today. Can't wait till we go to New York. Yeah, and Miami might even be a better team by then. You never know. John Hausman says our O-line was big, a huge change from last year. They listen, they're not there yet, but at least they've become much more serviceable. Let's call them that. Okay? They're not a great line yet, because that would be ridiculous for us to call them that, but they've done a good enough job for you to be 3-0. And kudos to the defense, man. You know, the defense got beat up last week for 3 quarters and then started, well, maybe halfway through the third quarter they started to make plays and get the ball back for the offense. And then today, in that heat, that Bills lineman was not faking it. That dude he was gassed, brother. He was gassed. He felt, you know, Sean, I was thinking of you and me walking in between the two arenas in Vegas, where that gap was, that it became like a freaking oven. You remember that? Oh, yeah. My God.
And the other thing was, they also announced that he had a head injury.
Who?
So that lineman that went out.
Oh, the lineman. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Amazing. Really amazing. What a game to have the intestinal fortitude to kind of survive through that heat, the physical nature of that game. The Bills were dirty, bro. The Bills took several dirty shots. The Tua shot, the Chase shot. I think I'm missing one more that might have been dirty. Can you help me out there? Besides Chase and Tua, was there one more that I'm missing that might have been dirty? I think there was one more. I don't know why I'm trying to remember that let me see if I wrote it down. I might have written it down here. By the way, Wilkins hit the crap out of Dawson Knox. Holy moly. Let me see. Yeah, well, that was a Wilkins hit, but I thought they took another cheap shot. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was only 2, but it seemed like there was another one that I'm missing. That they did, and it was dirty. We're gonna get Cameron Wolf. He's finishing up in the locker room. Yes.
Somebody was saying when Josh Allen ripped Wilkins' helmet off.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes. That's it. Yeah. I guess Wilkins got a little excited in his celebration, and Allen didn't like it. Yeah, I mean, Wilkins can be kind of physical in celebrations, because whether it's football or celebrations, Wilkins takes him serious, and he plays hard. Yeah, Herbert's losing to the Jaguars. I know, Matthew Walker. I know. Can you imagine if it was Tua? Yeah, but Herbert he's God. He's just so fantastic. He's so beautiful. Justin Herbert, 13-7, by the way, is the game right now. Touchdown and an interception for Justin Herbert. But hey, he's a trooper. He came back to score a touchdown for the Chargers. So he's awesome. I'm with you there. All right, what else do we have on there's so many things to talk about in this game, from Tua getting rocked to coming back to Chase Edmonds getting rocked, then scoring that touchdown, the defense coming through at the end. Javon Holland, by the way, they're forcing a fumble on Josh Allen, and Ingram recovering. There's so many moments in this game that was just absolutely awesome. And then there are frustrating moments like Needham not able to contain Moss on the sidelines, and he takes off for that 43-yard run. Just there were those moments that had you on the edge, and then there were moments where you just were like so impressed with what the Dolphins were able to do. You know what I mean? And just absolutely awesome throughout this game. All the different things that went on overall. Hey, they miss a field goal, right? That was actually pretty cool. And we have not talked about this. Well, remember that there was the butt fumble, right? Well, we now have the butt block. We are now owners of the butt block. Now, here's what I want to know, Sean Stanley. Was that a honest mistake, or was that a planned butt safety? Huh?
I think it was an honest mistake because the safety guy took 2 steps back, which you normally do at 15 yards instead of 1 step back. I mean, it worked out. But, I mean, if you're going to...
Of course, it has to be a mistake, because think about the skill you have to be able to kick it off someone's ass to make sure it's going to bounce out of the end zone.
It was just a perfect storm.
I don't think you're there practicing that all day, and then there's Trent Sherfield walking into the locker room, going into the shower, and he's got one ass cheek that is redder than a strawberry. You know what I'm saying?
That ass cheek is hurting right now. He's probably sitting on ice.
Yes, those kickers.
That ball went to the 3rd or 4th row off his ass.
Yes. There's no way you're practicing that. Oh, that was absolutely classic on their part, man.
I thought it was on TV too, because they were like, "Oh, it's blocked by the Bills." Then they finally come back and they show what actually happened. They were like, "Oh."
Ricochet off somebody's ass. That is so awesome. Adam Burke says, Fins are for real. Can't wait for the excuses from the media. Fins are such a black eye on these clowns. Well, the Tua and the Chris Greer people and the Justin Herbert people, I don't know if they're all the same, but by the way, if you're a person that thought Tannehill can play, Tua can't, and Greer can't also be the GM, and what's the other one? Oh, and Herbert. Wow, you're having I don't know if I want to really take your opinion on anything in sports, to be quite honest. I'm kind of afraid. First of all, if you thought Tannehill could play and Tua couldn't, whoever your friend is, right? Excommunicado. All right, let's just John Wick their ass. Let's just tell them they're no longer allowed at all in the Continental, and in fact, one more mistake, we will put out a hit on you. That's all. That's it. That's all. Excommunicado. If you thought Tannehill could play and Tua couldn't, and I know some of you right now are going, oh my God, I have a friend like that. Yeah, I have a friend like that. And that's it. Think about that person that you know, right? That thought Tannehill could play and Tua couldn't. Think about that person. That's pretty bad. That's an indictment of all indictments. David Triana. Oh, how about Ken Dorsey losing his mind in the booth? Looks like he was still upset about Middle Tennessee beating UM. Either that or maybe effects from the concussion against Ohio State were happening at that moment. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. But yeah, it wasn't good for him. He wasn't happy. I can tell you that. Live in Western New York. The excuses are already making the rounds. That's all right, Thomas P. Let the Tua people have excuses. Let the Chris Greer people have excuses. Let the Justin Herbert people have excuses. Let the Buffalo Bills fans have excuses. You know, what's their excuse when they were playing a lesser Dolphins team every year that didn't have a quarterback or real good coaches, or it was kind of a disaster? I mean, do you really think we have any kind of advantage led by Mike Tannenbaum? Let me repeat that again. Do you think the Miami Dolphins have any kind of advantage led by Mike Tannenbaum? Do you think that the Dolphins have any advantage with Mr. I want to hang out in Saratoga and bet on the horses and run the Dolphins from Saratoga in Bill Parcells? Come on. Okay. I don't want to hear about what they've been taking advantage of. Okay. Because the playing field's not even level yet. The Bills have been at this for 5 years building that monster. The Dolphins just started, I say, a couple of years ago. So they're behind. Just want to make sure you understand that. Ohio John says, can you explain why the Bills were able to use their cramping and free timeout? I'm going to say it's because of that lineman. It was a legitimate injury, and it wasn't inside the 2 minutes. I want to say, you know what? Cameron Wolf is here. Let's go with our KSDT Miami Dolphins post-game report with Cameron Wolf.
We unleash the Wolf Pack as we get the latest in the NFL and the Miami Dolphins with our KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL Network insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370. Here's NFL insider Cameron Wolf.
Hey, Cam, how you doing, baby?
What's good, man? How you feeling?
What do you think? What do you think?
I see the jersey. You're feeling
good. Yeah, of course. Well, what do you think? Of course. Yeah, damn right, bro. I've been one of the few people that's been on this whole wave from the get-go that I never veered from Tua or Chris Greer or any of this shit. So you're damn right I'm happy about this because I've been right by miles. Like some guy just says here right now to me, can we stop talking about Justin Herbert? And I'm going to go, no. I'm going to keep talking about Tua compared to Justin Herbert because that's what you kept doing, the Herbert people out there. So I'm going to rub it in now. I'm going to have fun now on all the Justin Herbert people. All right? Because I've got to see you actually win something. So I'm going to, you know what it is? You know what it is, Cam? You know what it is, Cam? You got to turn down the volume. We got the feedback. The volume from your phone. I guess for the something. You got some feedback.
Yeah, I'm in the car, man. I'm trying not to sweat.
Okay. No, I got you. But if I start talking, it's going to start repeating. There we go. Now you got it. There you go. And you know what I feel like now? You're young, but I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember when Michael Irvin was accused of something? I don't know. It was like some cocaine thing at the White House. Folks, for you youngins, we're not talking about like the legit White House in D.C. The Cowboys had this fun house called the White House. that Cowboy players would go out. And they said he was with some prostitute doing coke or whatever. And he was like innocent of it, right? And he came back at the media and said, use the same energy that you used to convict me publicly to say that I'm innocent. You know what I mean? And that's what I feel like now. Use the same passion that you used to say all these things about these guys and now praise them instead. So that's how I feel today.
Yeah, hold on 1 second. I'm trying to get your my audio in. Let's see what is going on here.
Live, baby. You gotta love it. This gives me time to get a little honey. Remember, we'll be on tomorrow later in the afternoon because we're going to be at Heat Media Day. Okay? So we'll be over there, and then we'll be on in the afternoon. How are you doing now?
All right. Good. You hear me?
Yes. Did you hear what I told you before?
Yeah, I heard most of it. I cut off at the very end when I was trying to mess with my AirPods. But yeah, man, I think that this team, this was the game for me that, the Baltimore game was great. But I think that this game against the Bills team that's had your number, they've won 7 straight against you. They got Josh Allen. They're the class of the division. And to win the way they won, it kind of showed me 2 different elements of this team. Like last week was all Tua, Tyreek, and Waddle and McDaniel. They drove that comeback and led it themselves. This game, Tua makes the great pass to Waddle. The defense holds playing 90 plays against this Bills offense and only holds them to 17 points. This is a complete victory. The defense didn't hold up their end of the bargain in week 1. Offense didn't really hold up defense didn't hold up their bargain in week 2. Offense didn't in week 1. This game, everybody did. And so I think this is their best win of them all so far. And I think that this team, you can't ignore what they're doing. I heard a lot of excuses last week from folks. The Ravens game, there's a lot of busted coverages. The Ravens gave that one away. This one, the Bills played pretty good offensive football with Josh Allen, and defensively, given their injuries, they played pretty stout too, and they just got beat by a team that was better today. And so,
by the way, the Ravens peed in their pants. They scored 3 points in the fourth quarter. Let's not just say. So if the Ravens want to complain about their defense, well, their offense went to crap in the fourth quarter. That's the money quarter.
Right.
That's the money quarter. Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. This one's more impactful for me because the Ravens, although the Dolphins went and took it, the Ravens gave it away on both sides of the ball almost as much. This one wasn't the Bills giving it away. It was the Dolphins outplaying them throughout. Like there wasn't like this, big mistakes. Josh Allen didn't throw any picks. They didn't give a lot of busted coverages. This was just them getting outplayed. And so that to me is something as Dolphins fan, you get really excited at because you go head to head, mano a mano, 2 straight weeks with Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, and your quarterback and your defense ends up winning. It's hard not to consider the Dolphins anything else but contenders, top contenders in the AFC.
All right. They don't have this win if Tua doesn't return, so I totally understand that. The Dolphins put out themselves that Tua was being examined for a head concussion. You tweeted out about that. They come out and say back. And, I get it, bro. I get it. Bill Clinton didn't inhale, and, OJ's innocent because the glove didn't fit and all that. So I get it, bro. I get it. It's just kind of hilarious. And I don't know if you saw on my Twitter feed, as they were coming back from halftime, the NFL had a commercial on about concussions, actually, and how they're protecting players and all that with their helmets and all that. So it's just kind of hilarious. And I thought for sure there's no way he returns.
Right.
In the 90s, in the 80s, in the 70s, they rung your bell. Spenny saw you're back out on the field. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. But I thought for sure he wasn't going to return. So what is on the line here? Are we talking fines? Because I don't think any players can get suspended or anything like that. But apparently they're going to investigate this. But there's a part of me that also says this is the league that also would prefer to sweep things under the rug than really kind of leave them out there. So tell me what's real and what's Memorex.
Yeah, I mean, the reality of it, we all saw that play. And my reaction was the same as everybody's reaction. dude has a concussion and we're not going to see him not only the rest of this game, but also they play Thursday night against Cincinnati. He's probably not going to clear concussion protocol for that. So that was my initial thought. But as a reporter, we're not supposed to speculate. We're not supposed to, even if it looks obvious, you're not supposed to make that jump. And so I just sent out what I saw. He hit his head. He looked wobbly. He went straight into the locker room. That's it. And then all of a sudden he comes out and I'm like, whoa. And it was interesting because in the press box, they did announce it as a head injury. And so after the game, you hear Mike McDaniel and Tua explain why it was the lower back and why it locked up. And I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor. I don't know how much a lower back injury can make you do that. I just know that a head injury can make you do that. And so from what I understand, the NFLPA is going to do an investigation of it. I don't know if there's been a ton of investigations into these concussion protocols recently, so I don't even know what the precedent would be as far as like a potential punishment. But I will say, I mean, there is an independent neurologist who handles the concussions. So I'm guessing in this case, there would have been the same, and that he would be the one who would have the real answers to what exactly happened in the situation.
And by the way, it's his ass on the line. So he has to, he has to do the right thing, because they're going to, if they want to, now if the NFL wants to bring in another independent doctor to put Tua through a test on Monday or Tuesday and Tua doesn't pass it, then that becomes a problem right there and then. But here's the thing. With the whole HIPAA laws and all that kind of stuff, I don't know how much control the NFL has over that at times too, if the player doesn't want to release it. And then the other thing, that I'm thinking about, when you're looking at this situation, we can never really tell what a human being is going through. And while he might have been woozy, dude, it might have been, you might have rung your bell a little bit, but you really weren't concussed. You know what I mean? And maybe that's also possible too. And that's what we cannot tell.
Right. And Tua did say after the game that he cleared a concussion protocol. So they did go put him through the protocol based on what he said. It's not like they got back to the locker room and were like, hey, it's a back injury, you're all good, and send you back out. They did tests and they said he cleared them and he passed them. And they realized, they said that it was the back that caused that motion that we all saw that made him look like he was out of it. So like I said, all I can go by is what my eyes saw and then what I am told. And from there, I'm sure the investigation is going to find their answers. And as of now, the team is moving forward, through it. So I will say, I saw Tua after the game. He had wraps and padding on his back. It looked like he had ice on the back. So I will say, like, if there's some sort of, gimmicky deal going on here, they're going a far way to sell it. So although my eyes told me one thing, I give the player and team usually the benefit of the doubt, and they're telling me that it's the back. So I guess it was the back.
Yeah. Although this is, whatever. It's just, it's funny how, this whole thing ends up working out. Now, by the way, are they going to also question his toughness anymore? By now, no, you come back from a hip surgery in like 9 or 10 months, so you can get slammed by Michael Brockers. You play with fractured ribs and a fractured knuckle, and you have Jesse Davis as your right tackle, which takes a lot of balls in itself. And now you see him where he gets knocked around and then he comes back. I'm just wondering, are we done with the miss already? He can throw deep. Well, he just threw a 50-yard pass on a dime on 3rd and 22. He can't run a high-powered offense. Well, he just threw 6 touchdowns. I'm just saying, how many myths have been busted already at this point in the last week?
Yeah, I mean, he could. What was the thing? He couldn't throw the deep ball, right? And he had 4 touchdowns, 4 40-plus yard touchdowns now, and this season through 3 games, which leads the NFL, Big O, more than any quarterback, more than the big arm Josh Allen, the big arm Justin Herbert, the big arm Patrick Mahomes. Whoever other big arm quarterback who has such a stronger arm than Tua, they have not thrown as many 40-plus yard touchdowns.
And they're bombs. And they're bombs. They're not 10-yarders that went 50 yards.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Like the one today, dealing with what he said is back pain. 45-yard pass. Wasn't even a touchdown. 45-yard pass, and he throws it, I think, 50-plus yards in the air? It looks like.
It was 50 because he was at the 39, and it landed right around the 10.
Yep. So that's a 51-yard pass in the air. on the money. Like some of the other passes, they might have said it was
Right.
1 yard or 2 yards underthrown. This one, there's nothing you can squab about on that one. It was on the money. It was the best throw I saw all day. And it came from the quarterback who people doubted his arm. And like you said, the toughness, you know, over the first couple of years coming off the hip injury, he missed some time with a variety of injuries. And so my worry when he got hurt was, oh man, he's going to miss some time. The rest of this game, they're going to lose this game. They're going to play Cincinnati next week without him. They may lose that game. And then all of a sudden you're 2-2 and Tua's missed, you know, the last 6 quarters. And the question is going to come up again. Can he stay healthy? You know, even though it was something that happened off a late hit. So that was my worry, at least from him. And he came roaring back in the second half. The crowd cheered when he came on the field. And, you know, he didn't light it up necessarily in the second half, but he did enough to get them to win. And
he got the money drive, dude. He did the money drive, just like 4th and 7.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's something that you want to see from your quarterback. I don't know, you know, I'd say at this point, Tua, Jalen Hurts is playing pretty well, but I'd imagine you put Tua in the top 5 or 7 quarterbacks as far as how they've played so far through 3 games in the league. And I don't know how many people outside of Dolphins fans and Miami fans would have predicted that through the 3 weeks. That's what I'm saying. You're a Dolphins fan. You're a Miami fan. So you would have predicted that. I'm just saying, like,
but I'm still objective. If he wasn't any good, I'd tell you he's Ryan Tannehill. He can't play. I'll tell you he can't play, dude.
Right.
So I'm not. See, the difference is, well, I'm unabashed. I'm a fan of the Heat, the Dolphins, the Panthers, the Marlins. The game. I'm born and raised in this town, dude. I'm 56. I'll be 56 next Saturday. Okay, so I only know South Florida sports, so I'm not going to tell you that I'm not going to root for these teams, but it's not going to stop me from being honest. And that's what I've always felt, that this kid was money. And I say, when they ask, oh, can he be a top 10? Hell yeah, he can be a top 10. He can be an elite quarterback. He can be a great quarterback because he has all the elite tools you need. And that's what people don't understand. You just think it's all about size and big arm, and that doesn't make a great quarterback. And that's what I keep trying to explain to people, but whatever, that's fine. How about this, Cam? The defense, dude. They bent and almost broke last week, and then when they needed stops, they came through and handed the offense the ball back. Because remember, Tua can't come back if they don't make stops and say, all right, here's the offense. Here's the ball, offense, go score again. And we'll stop them again. We'll stop them again. So that takes a lot of character. And then today in that heat, that was a war, brother. They were hitting hard. There were people falling left and right. They were dehydrating. And that Sasquatch that can actually move around called Josh Allen is just a great, great player, dude. But they hung in there. And then they made the plays they had to make, man. How about the defense, dude?
Defense played incredible. The defense played incredible. Like I mentioned, 90 plays. I interviewed Javon Holland after the game because, you know, we've given the offense a lot of love. Usually the broadcast gets Tua after the game. Last couple of weeks, I got Tyreek, I got Waddle, and I got Mike Gesicki. And so this was a game I felt like the defense deserved more of the credit. And so I got a defensive player, and I got Javon Holland. And the first thing he walked off the field and told me and said, he was like, man, I'm dog tired. And I'm like, you should be. I played 90 plays. Like, it was 90 plays for the Bills, 39 for the Dolphins. Usually, if it's that big of a discrepancy, you lose the game. And they won. And that kind of showed the moxie of their defense to hold up against a guy that, you know, a lot of people thought was the best quarterback in football so far coming into this game. They leading the top scoring offense, and they held him to 17 points. And so they held up really tight in key situations, a lot of pass breakups. They brought a lot of pressure. They hit Josh Allen a bunch. We were talking before the game about pass rush. They hadn't created a lot of pass rush. They created some today. They got burned a couple times with the cover 0 when they were trying to send a little too much pass rush. But for the most part, it got him off his spot, and I think it did more good than it did harm.
You know, some people get ridiculous sometimes, like fans. Oh, why doesn't Josh Boyer stop with the cover 0? And I'm like, dude, that's Josh Allen. They've thrown every coverage at that guy. He burns every coverage. Josh Boyer is just trying to change. He's got to change it up. You can't give him the same look. You can't keep him comfortable. So sometimes you're going to have to take some chances. And guess what? In the end, what was the score again? 21-17. I mean,
Yeah.
overall, against that
19 after
powerful
the-
offense,
the
Josh Boyer
punt-
called a hell of a game.
Yeah,
Period.
19 after the butt. The
19,
butt
that's
pump,
right.
the punt
Sorry.
butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
17, but giving up by the defense. what
Can
what
you
are we
imagine
calling
if-
it? The butt punt?
The butt
or
block. The
what
butt
is-
block.
The butt block. Gotcha.
The butt block.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have never seen a post game locker room where there's a huddle around the punter before until today. And apparently, I wasn't there for the interview, but apparently he was really good explaining exactly what happened and that he knew that he was going to be a meme after the game and that sort of thing. And I'm sure I haven't seen social media since I've been, got off the field, but I'm sure that play has been made a meme. I saw Mark Sanchez tweet that he was trying to take his spotlight from the butt plays. And,
although
it would have sucked for the Dolphins if that led to a loss. If just somehow Josh Allen came back and they kicked the game-winning field goal, we would not be laughing about it because it would be sad for the Dolphins. They lost that way, but they didn't, and so it's something we can all laugh at now.
Well, no, let's laugh even more about this. Actually, what really happened was during the week, Mike McDaniel, who thinks completely out of the box, went to his punter and said, "All right, if we have to take a safety in the end zone, I want to try a new play called the butt block. Hey, Trent, come on over with us. I want you guys to go out to the stadium and go try it." And and so Trent went out there. He put a pad in his ass, and then they just kept kicking it off his ass, and then on game day, Trent puckered up, and boom, and there it went, and that's it. It was all planned, bro. It was all planned. That's it. It's Mike McDaniel, the mad scientist, thinking out of the box.
He's thinking ahead, right? He's thinking ahead.
Yeah.
He's thinking ahead.
Yeah.
And I will say Tyreek Hill, I think, had one of the best quotes about the butt punt. He said that next time Trent Sherfield's got to squeeze it and catch it because he has a pretty Tyreek always giving
only Tyreek, right? The quote that makes Ann Nolan cringe on the fringe.
Right. Yeah,
she's
unpredictable,
outside
right?
the scrum and she's cringing.
He's like, please don't say something that's gonna get us in trouble.
No,
please.
no.
You can't. Just like on the field, you can't stop Tyreek. You can only hope to contain whatever comes out.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. And let me tell you something. This week against Cincinnati on a short week, I was thinking about this and I was telling Dolphin fans, everybody talked about how tough this schedule would be. And at the beginning, how much, oh my God, if they could go 2-2, great. If they go 1-3, well, you can understand, well, but I can see them going 0-4, all that. But when you look at it, it's not so much that you're 3-0. It's not so much that you started a tough streak, but you've also exercised all three demons. Like you have now won 4 straight against the Patriots. You basically put a nail in the coffin. I don't worry about the Patriots anymore. I don't think they're in Miami's class, to be quite honest. If Tua's on the field, the Patriots aren't winning this game, no matter when they play or not in the next couple of years. And then you look at Baltimore, who's been punching you in the mouth for years. Well, last year, Tua had that game, and you won at home. This year, you went to the road, and you went and beat them there. So now you've done something you've never done. You beat them back-to-back now, and you beat them for the first time on the road, and I don't know since then. And then Buffalo's been kicking your ass, and you needed to send the message to them. So it's not just about winning. You have sent messages to 3, demons of yours that you needed to exercise. And this franchise is not only a good franchise, but it's exercising some demons.
They are. It's been a great start to the season for the Dolphins. And I can't wait to see a bunch of more. I'm not a Dolphins fan like you, but I will say that it helps. I enjoy when the Dolphins are flowing like this because it means, 1, I get to stay home and cover more games. 2, it means I get to sit the place that I'm at the most, the Dolphins. People are happy. It makes my job happy. I don't like talking about negative stuff. I enjoy 2019. 2019 when we're in the locker room, the tank season, and I'm asking questions to dudes who don't even know who their teammate's name was. So when things are good over here, the vibe is good, the fans are good, it makes me enjoy doing my job more. And so 3-0 start, still plenty of football left, but I'm going to be covering my 4th straight Dolphins game this week in Cincinnati. If I can get out of South Florida before the storm hits, I'm going to definitely be up there. And that's 4 straight games. It's 4 times as many as we covered for NFL Network last year. And so we're giving them the proper love they deserve, and they're making us look smart by covering them on TV every week.
You know, people don't pick this up because they see a lot of the shows on television that are all about stirring crap up and all that. So they think that that's the media that walks into locker rooms, and it's not. But the beat people that go and have to cover teams every day, they don't want to cover crap. They don't want to cover bad news. It's no fun. It's Browns writers are not having fun, dude. They're not having fun. Right. It's not fun.
Right. That's why I'm like, you do what you do as a reporter. You always have to do your job. But yeah, everybody wants to cover a Super Bowl winning team. It's a lot better to cover that than to cover, mess. So I think that it's going to be an interesting few weeks ahead to see how much more, and I think it's already started, but how much more attention picks up on this team. And to be frank, once they get past this Bengals game, and even including the Bengals game, the schedule kind of softens up a little bit. Like, these were some of their hardest games to start the season. They got the Bengals this week in Thursday Night Football, and the Bengals are coming off a win. They haven't looked great to start the season, but I think they're going to be fierce. But then after that, you've got I think the Vikings, the Jets, right? The Jets, the Vikings.
Hey, if you beat the Bills, any game is winnable. That's it.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And so a team that people were on the borderline about, and it's still early, I don't want to overdo it.
Of course.
But a team that people were on the borderline about, saying, hey, are they going to make the playoffs? Are they not? Now maybe the conversation comes, are they winning their division or are they not?
By the way, how many extra markets demanded that the networks give them this game?
Exactly.
And it shows you that, it's not a deadbeat game, because the Bills are marquee, but the Dolphins weren't marquee. Now all of a sudden, like, no, Dolphins Bills, that's a marquee game. We want that game. So now the Dolphins are becoming more of a marquee. The funny thing is, you're not seeing Tua, Waddle, or Hill doing national stuff, really. They've kind of turned that down. And I think there's a lot of that to it, because people talk so much shit early on. They're like, oh, so now you guys want to talk to us? Well, too bad now. So those guys, and you end up with Tua and Waddle, who are not attention guys. But it's funny how Hill really hasn't really gone out after it when, although he has his own platform. So I guess that's why he does it too.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. All right. Appreciate you, man. We'll catch up later on in the week. All right.
Sounds good. All right.
You got it. All right. Be good. There you go. Cameron Wolf, baby, with our KSDT CPA Miami Dolphins postgame report.
This has been the KSDT CPA Pro Football Report with NFL insider Cameron Wolf. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full-service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit them at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All righty, Heat Fins. Did you and Sean see Adam Schefter's tweet on Tua? No. Can you tell me what that is, Sean? I'd like to see it. And thank you, Heat Fins, for the super chat. Very nice. If you remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's cash. You can even send Bitcoin to our Cash App.
That was the NFLPA one. Oh,
huh?
That was the NFLPA investigating the injury.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I'll double check to make sure he hasn't tweeted anything. I've been trying to follow up, but I think that was the last tweet about that.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And nothing's going to happen on that for another couple of days. We won't find out anything. John C., thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, I hope the NFLPA investigates the late hit. Well, they should fine, they should fine him heavy and maybe suspend him for a game too. For that. That was a dirty ass hit, dude. That was disgusting. What he did to Tua there. Ramon G., thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Very nice of you. Thank you for supporting the show. We are waiting Marcel Louis-Jacques. He's going to join us on the program, so we'll get his thoughts on what's gone on. John Gary, thank you for the love, sir. Appreciate you on the Cash App. Says for always loving you. Oh, thank you, John. Appreciate you, man. Very kind. Let me see the Venmo. So always some action. Let's see. Laurent Lamovi. Thank you, sir. He says, what's your opinion on the secondary today? You know, Lamont, let's look at it. It's 17 points. They struggled. I saw all kinds of guys get burned. I saw X. I saw safeties get burned. I saw all kinds of corners get burned. So I can't tell you that they were great out there, but I know that Josh Allen threw for 400 yards, 2 touchdowns, but he only ended up scoring 17 points. So he still didn't. You move the ball. It's like the Canes 2 weeks ago. They're at Texas A&M, and you talk about all these yards, and those yards don't mean jack crap to me, dude. You didn't finish them off with points. What did we used to get pissed off with Sperano? Rest in peace. Sorry, my man. But you wouldn't finish off a drive, and you're quick to celebrate with 3 points. And no, you're not going to win that way. And guess what, Josh Allen? 400 yards is great, but you got to finish drives with touchdowns. And he didn't finish drives. So for all the yards that he got, he didn't really put up a lot of points for those yards. And when the defense had to make plays, including the secondary, they made plays. I'm not sure how we can complain about Josh Boyer or the secondary. This is a hard team to play. Josh Allen is a monster. Give him the credit he deserves. He's a great, great player. He's a freak, tough guy, big arm, can move around. Just give him credit. This was not going to be an easy game. You played a great team, and you beat a great team today. You got to be happy as a Dolphins fan. There is nothing really to complain about. We can nitpick a little bit, but overall, it's very understandable what happened against Josh Allen today. But I'm really proud of them because when they had to make plays, they kept them out of the end zone. And that is so huge. I think very few teams would have done that and limit them to 17 points. Seriously. Sean, you got something for me, sir? No? Oh, okay. All right. I thought you had something there. Anyway, so I just would be a little bit more understanding with the whole team. It's just a fantastic win. Just a great win. You're 3-0. You're number 1 in the division. I believe your Miami Dolphins are the only undefeated team in the AFC, correct? Yes. I think in fact, I was writing that down while we were in the press conference. Eagles are 3-0. The Giants are 2-0, and Tampa's 2-0. And right now, by the way, folks, the Packers are leading the Buccaneers 14-3. So if the Packers can beat them, then the Bucs would fall from the undefeated. The Giants, I mean, they're come on, bro, they're frauds. I mean, come on, bro. The Giants, really, that's a little play team, and they do play the sorry ass Cowboys, so they've got a shot to go 3-0. But does anybody really fear the Giants? Come on, seriously, Giants, they're frauds. John Patterson, I've been a fan for 40 years and can't remember a more exciting start to a season. Amen, sir. Thank you, John. I appreciate you and the love on the super chat. I can't disagree with you, my friend. And this is why I said earlier, did I say it in this one or did I say it in the pregame that all these errors, Lamar Smith, all that kind of stuff, that was fake. The Wildcat, fake. The Jimmy years, fake. Lamar Smith years, fake. Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas, all those years, fake. You knew you never had the team every single time. You loved that defense, but they never had the offense to complement them. The Wildcat was fun, but you knew that was, what you did with Gase one year, whatever, nothing. None of this was real. It was just like little flashes in the pan. You weren't anything. The year with Chad Pennington, and he had a terrific year, but he didn't really put up any great numbers. It was just smart football that you stayed away from penalties. You didn't turn over the ball, and you barely won games, but you did enough to get into the playoffs. Big deal. But you know that in the end, you weren't building anything to be great. This is real. This is real. This is real. I think Josh Boyer passed as a defensive coordinator the last couple of weeks. Okay. I think the offensive staff is just absolutely fantastic. I think the talent overall, as you can see, it can compete with the best. And I think you got your quarterback and your head coach. I don't know what more to tell you. I really don't. For me, I am all in. All in. I really believe in these guys. I really believe that this is going to be a really good team and a really good franchise from here on out. I know some of you need to get, convinced. That's fine. No problem. We await Marcel Louis-Jacques to join us here on the program, and we'll have some fun with Marcel, and we'll get his thoughts. You know what I want to get from Marcel, Mr. former Buffalo Bill beat writer? There it is. Yeah, baby. The butt block. We gotta talk with Mr. Bill. We gotta talk with him about what's it called? The dirtiness of the Buffalo Bills. Okay? Because the Bills were dirty. Big time in this game. Okay? Big time dirty. Disgusting. I gotta say. So I want to see what Marcel Louis-Jacques, Mr. former Bills writer, has to say about the dirty-ass Bills, because they took dirty shots, including the one to Tua and to Chase. So I want to see what he's got to say about that. All right. In our myedgedrink.com Miami Dolphins report here on our EJDconstruction.com postgame show, by the way. Which, remember, EJD Construction, folks, custom home construction, major home remodeling, you need it. I've done it here in my home with EJD Construction. I've seen them at work several times. You can go to their website, ejdconstruction.com. You can see the before and after there. 305-433-4843. Save it on that cell phone. Let me tell you, folks, when we talk about a company that knows what they're doing, they're fully insured. So you're safe when people come to work to your house. They are fully insured. You're not going to get sued. Remember, if you hire somebody to come work at your home and they get injured, they can sue you. So make sure you call people that are insured and responsible, and obviously AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. So whatever it is you want to do, add an addition to your home, remodel the entire home. If your home ended up getting on fire, God forbid, and then you've got to do everything from scratch again, they can do all of that for you. They do it all. They can redo your roof. EJDconstruction.com. Some of you are having issues trying to pass your inspections because of your roofs. Call EJD Construction, full contractor, 305-433-4843. Been a sponsor of ours for years. People you can trust. Eric Colon, EJDconstruction.com. All right. Christian Wilkins got back for Tua's cheap shot. Yeah, but that wasn't a cheap shot, right? That's the difference. Christian Wilkins was making a clean play, and he knocked the crap out of Dawson Knox. So that's the difference. The Chase hit was defenseless. Tua, defenseless. Disgusting. Those two need to be fined or suspended or whatever. That was disgusting, dude. That was wrong on every level. North Jersey Bomber says both teams suffered injuries, so I don't want to hear that. The Bills' offense was healthy, and we had them to 17 points. No excuses allowed for Buffalo. Take your L and S the F up. I'm with you, North Jersey Bombers. Damn right. Just shut the hell up. Dolphins were the better team today. They've been one of the best teams in the NFL. They have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Boy, that's nice to say. Come on. Come on. Join me, Dolphin Nation. Join me in saying this. You have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Not only has Tua proven everybody that we're naysayers wrong already, but through 3 weeks, you have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. You have one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the NFL. How about that one? You have one of the most clutch quarterbacks in the NFL. You have a guy that throws more bombs than everybody else. And, remember, he doesn't have an arm. He doesn't have an arm, but he'll lead the NFL in bombs. Think about that one. So when you see your buddy tomorrow, hey, he doesn't have an arm. How come he leads the NFL in bombs? Tell him he's so deadly that Putin wants to hire him to fight Ukraine because he's dropping so many bombs. Tell him about that one, okay? Just tell him about that right there. Dropping bombs. You, Dolphin Nation, own one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. Ha! You haven't been able to say it in a while. And you've never been able to say it with confidence. You've never had any facts to back it up. You know what I'm saying? So now you have all the facts. You can back it up. He's got most of the best stats out there. He's one of the leaders in almost all the categories out there. His fourth quarter stats are just absolutely sicko. And then when you see your buddy tomorrow, you tell him, hey, did you watch 3rd and 22? Money. I love it. I love it. Mike M says, not sure what game Undefeated was watching. Was it Tua's fault the Bills controlled the ball for 40 minutes? No. Well, no. Remember, Tua has to block and kick and catch the ball and design plays and hire the staff and take care of concessions. By the way, if they ran out of peanuts somewhere in the second floor, it was Tua's fault. It's always Tua's fault. I hope Big O roast Marcel, dude. I'm sure Marcel will have some excuses built on the Dolphins one. Nah, he won't. He's going to give. What I want to hear is what does he got to say about the dirty-ass play from the Bills? Okay, as dirty as their fans diving on food tables. Big O, did you notice how Josh Allen stopped taking on those hits? Defense was hitting him hard today. Yeah, I told you we told you in the pregame, you got to stick him. You got to stick him every time because he still will run. And I told you guys even pregame, if I'm the Bills, I don't know how you got to sit down with him every day and say, yo, you got to beat people from the pocket, bro. Stop running. Stop running because you're not going to last. Right? Now, I don't care. You want to keep running? Go ahead. Christian Wilkins at one point or another is going to knock the crap out of you. So that's fine with me if you want to keep doing it. But, yeah, it's pretty dumb on his part. But, hey, keep being dumb. That'll help the Dolphins. John R. says, Tyreek Hill, Dolphins, Sherfield will catch next failed punt with his butt cheeks. That's it. That's it. You got to catch it with your butt cheeks. That is talent if you're able to do that. The Bills tried their best to keep Tua on the bench and even use a cheap shot to down Tua, but all of the Samoan sniper needed was 8 drives to get the job done. Yes, sir. And 3rd and 22. And let me tell you, they were screwing up all over the place around him. They made it even harder for him to do that because there were other mistakes that it wasn't on him. The offensive line was one. What was the other thing that happened in that one? I forgot what it was, but there was another mistake made, and it was like, and then he ends up with 3rd and 22, and the rest is it was a penalty, right? I think it was. That's what it was. Yeah, just crazy stuff, man. Offensive line failing, and he still finds a way to get it done, and you put him in these positions. And it's funny how, what's the best part? That the opponent is still underestimating the guy because he's still finding people downfield. And I guess that'll kind of tighten up a little bit, and then he'll start hitting people underneath, and then he'll try to loosen that up to then get people over the top. The good thing is that when you've got Waddle and Hill, what is it? If you're tying, you're gone, or I forgot what that line is, and they're going to be able to get past most DBs. They're going to have that extra gear that most of the DBs do not have. So is Marcel avoiding the post-game show? What's going on? Did you check with Marcel? Because is he crying in his beer? Is he with the Bills?
At about 4 minutes ago, he told me 5 minutes, so we'll see.
Okay. All right. I don't know if he's consoling Bills Mafia. Oh, you guys will be all right. We'll meet at the Anchor Bar. You know, that kind of stuff. You every time you go to Marcel, Anchor Bar's trash. There he is. He's ready to go. He might be sad. He is Marcel Louis-Jacques and the Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins postgame report.
Time to get the edge on the Miami Dolphins with our Edge Energy Drink Miami Dolphins report. When you want the energy drink that's delicious and smooth with zero aftertaste, you can only order Edge Energy Drink at myedgedrink.com. That's myedgedrink.com. Here's the ESPN Dolphin insider Marcel Louis-Jacques.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
What?
You're about to start with me. Don't do it.
What? You want to talk about the dirty ass Bills taking cheap shots at Tua and Chase? What the hell is that? Explain to me what's going on with the dirty ass Bills.
I just heard you say I was going to be sad. I was like, don't start that bullshit with me right now.
Well, you are sad because you look at Buffalo and you miss your days at the Anchor Bar eating wings.
I had some really good Korean fried chicken wings last night, bro. You can get wings anywhere. They're good in Buffalo, but let's not act like it's the only place that got wings, bro. That's always been the craziest argument to me.
Right?
It's always been crazy to me. Like, the wings are good. They're good out there. Not at Anchor Bar. They're good. You can get good wings everywhere, bro. Like, that's like, again, it's been a wild argument to me always. But either way, man. Dirty.
Yeah, those were bad, bro. Those were bad.
Like, I think that the Jaquan one was more egregious. Like, the play itself, the act itself was more egregious than Milano's. Milano's obviously ended poorly, ended more severely than you would think like a push would. But I think both those plays, like a fan base, if your player does it, you probably say, oh, that's just a football play. But you see any other team do it and you say, no, that's an easy penalty. I thought both plays were easy penalties. I don't care how hard Milano pushed to it. It was after the throw. It was unnecessary, and it ended how it ended. And then the Jaquan Johnson hit. Again, Edmonds already dropped the ball. That's low football IQ to continue to lay that hit after he lands on the ground. They're game-defining plays. They're game-defining mistakes.
And let me ask you something. Will the league investigate that and fine them after for those plays? Do you think that's a possibility? I know suspensions can happen, but I think that those guys at least should be fined for that because, dude, Johnson, I mean, I know that hit by Edmonds ruined Tua's back, but still, it's.
I think the Jaquan Johnson play might end up being fine. I have to see if there's a precedent for Milano. See how often roughing the passer turns into an actual fine. And then the scrum, the QB sneak play, I got to watch it again. I have to watch it again. I don't think what people realize, like, I get a great view of the atmosphere and the game itself here, but y'all at home see a lot more replays than I do because the TV in the press box is about a play behind. So if I'm watching an old play, then I'm missing the new play. So it's hard. I usually get a quick look at it and then I have to go back to work. So there's some, I have to rewatch the game in order to really tell what happened on that QB sneak. Tua said it felt like he hyperextended his back. Unless there's something, again, in 4K, clearly obvious that was dirty in that scrum. I haven't seen it. I'm not denying the existence. But unless there's something very clear out of that scrum, it's going to be hard to pull a fine out of a play like that where so many bodies are tangled in on top of each other, is my knee-jerk opinion.
No, on that one, yeah, I agree with you. I just think the other two, the hit on Chase, he was defenseless. And then the Tua one, I think, was also completely unnecessary. He knew he had already made the pass. There was no need to make that push, you know. And in the end, how do you think Tua's back is, by the way?
I'm sure it hurts. It was padded. It was wrapped up in the locker room. You moved a little gingerly for sure. I'm sure it hurts.
Did you give him an Oscar or a Tony for the play? What was your or from 1 to 10? How was the acting job?
I'm not sure how much he was actually acting, man. Like, and I got to be careful about speculating on what was real, what wasn't real. What was real is, he got up gingerly after that QB sneak, and it looked like it was a back or leg issue. What was real is that his head hit the ground on the roughing the passer. Everything after that, man, I don't know. I wasn't there.
I remember the hands being here and looking. I didn't see the hand back here. And then the Dolphins said he's being examined for a head. Listen, whatever whatever, bro. If the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. Whatever you want to fool me, go ahead. I'll tell you, I've been fooled. Okay.
I've seen Bills fans on Twitter say something about the Dolphins cheated. Big surprise. Like, okay, if they cheated and they put a concussed Tua back in the game, then you got beat by a concussed quarterback. So, like, I don't think it's as big of a dunk as people think it is.
Oh no, I think it is. Now that I think about it, did you watch Ken Dorsey get pissed off in the press box?
Oh yeah.
Well, he's saying to himself, damn it, in the Ohio State game, I was concussed and I couldn't come back. That bastard came back on us.
That's
exactly. See, Ken Dorsey's pissed that he was able to do what he couldn't, come back on a team concussed. There you go.
As I said on Twitter, his that fine envelope, the envelope from the league office, is en route to Ken Dorsey's office as we speak. I don't know if I've ever seen a meltdown like that. There's a lot of things today that I don't think I've ever seen before. I don't think I've ever seen a meltdown like that on the coach's boot cam. I have never seen a punt.
Nobody's ever challenged. Nobody's ever challenged the Bills. That's the problem now. They're getting challenged. Look at Joe Burrow this week. He went out like a little bitch and turned off his Twitter and his Instagram because he was 0-2. And meanwhile, Tua for 2 years is hearing all this bullshit about Watson and he's got a coach that hates him and Brady and 2 owners that are trying to scam against him. And the dude never flinched. Baker Mayfield hears the word Deshaun Watson the first go around and he loses his crap. Here's the Bills. They were the big bad boys in the division for a while. And here's Miami all of a sudden punching back, and they're a little frustrated. It's funny how people show their colors when things are getting a little rough.
Yeah. Look, man, I don't think anybody's ever doubted Tua's resolve through the noise. And after last week, and definitely this week, I don't think you can doubt the Dolphins' resolve as a team. It's adversity again. It's adversity again. I was hesitant to, and I already know how the comments are going like this. I was hesitant, and let me talk, first of all. I was hesitant to just outright say, of course the Dolphins are going to win because of this beat-up secondary, because of these injuries. Obviously, it skews in their favor. But the thing about superstar quarterbacks is they have a way of leveling the playing field. And so if Josh Allen was playing, it was going to be somewhat of a tight game. It wasn't ever going to be no blowout. And that's basically what they did. They told him, man, try to go win the game.
He's a monster.
Win the game for us. And he almost did. Dolphins defense came up big in the second half. I thought they had him frustrated in the second half. You saw it clearly. Christian Wilkins, hey, look, man, whatever they say Christian Wilkins did, he did that. He did it. He did it. It worked because he got the second guy caught. He did it for sure, though.
Right.
The second guy gets caught. Allen got caught in 4K, whipping his helmet off. And, that's something I didn't really watch them very closely last year. The 2 seasons I did cover them, I haven't seen him get frustrated to that point before. So that is something to hang your hat on if you're the Dolphins and the Dolphins defense. They had him frustrated, and they stopped the league's preeminent red zone weapon in the goal line with the game on the line. it's massive. And that's the second time in 2 weeks that the Dolphins defense has come through with a big goal line stand. So, you know, their backs against the wall, they tend to nut up a little bit. I think it's something to be proud of. I think, again, it's something to be proud of. The Bills had a clear, I think their clear goal this game was dominate time of possession. How do you protect your depleted defense? It's by keeping them off the field. 90 plays to the Dolphins, 38, 39, 90 plays. They controlled the game. They controlled the ball. 17 points.
Yep.
I thought it was a great showing. It's a great showing for Miami's defense. He's hard to play against. Those chunk plays, they're going to happen. There's
He's
5
impossible.
or 6 today that make you say, oh, my God, this kid.
He's impossible.
But they held
He's
when
just
it mattered.
impossible.
17 points. On 90 plays, 17 points. It's something to be proud of.
Hell yeah. Somebody would say, oh, how do you think the secondary played? They're great. I don't care about the 400 yards, bro. And what did they end up with? You know, it's like, and I use the example of the Canes. Oh, well, they moved the ball a lot on Texas A&M. Yeah, but they didn't score. I don't care what you did with the damn yards. I don't care what you did between the 20s, dude. Did you score? Did you finish off the damn drives? That's why you lost. And exactly the same thing for the Bills. Yeah, it was a bitch because Josh Allen is a monster. He's just one of the 5 best players in the NFL, period. End of story. I don't care what position you want to name, whatever. He's right up there with Aaron Donald and Tom Brady or whatever. He's one of the 5 best players in this league. He's a pain in the ass. And that's why the accomplishment is even better for them.
That gets me, scoffed at. That gets me mean comments, mean mentions. I don't care. It's one of those like that Hannibal Buress clip. Why are you booing me? I'm right. I mean, Josh Allen it's okay to say a player on another team is elite. And it's foolish to suggest anything otherwise in terms of that guy.
Brady, Rodgers, Allen, those are just elite monsters. That's what they are, dude. Those are people that will beat you. And if you give them a chance, they find ways. And then that guy is just a physical freak like you've never seen. And it's just a different ballgame. And that's why this win is even better than it looks. Because, at the same time, you lost players along the way in that game. You went in without your other top corner anyways. Yeah, exactly. So everybody had injuries. It was a brute. That's the other thing, dude. Well, all those men are going to live in ice buckets or ice baths for like the next 2 days. That was a physical ass game.
I hate comparing football and sports to actual battle, but I mean, that was a battle, man. That was a battle. Yeah. Both teams grinding. And, like I said, because in the same cloth, like why I was hesitant to just anoint the Dolphins the win as soon as the Bills injury report came out. I'm not discrediting the loss just because there was injuries on that side of the ball. Because of that guy on offense, because of the guy Buffalo has at quarterback. I don't care who was hurt on defense. This is still the Bills team. This was still the Bills. This was still the Bills.
They've been building this monster for 5 years. They're ahead of it, way ahead of the building than the Dolphins. So
there's no discrediting. There's no discrediting this loss for Miami. There's no writing it off. Oh, they had this many. This guy and this guy was out. Whatever, man. Everybody on that roster is an NFL player. I really don't want to hear it. You still had your superstar quarterback. That is really what matters. That's what matters. Because if they won,
by the way, 4th and 7, money play a couple weeks ago with Tua. Today, 3rd and 22. Those were the kill shots, bro.
You gave up 45 on 3rd and 22, man.
By the way,
I don't care who's hurt.
By the way, who leads the NFL in bombs for touchdowns?
But Tua, I want to say Tua is leading the NFL in downfield passing. He hit all 3 of his passes 20+ yards downfield today. I think he's already, I would venture to say that he has already hit as many this season as he did in the past 2 years combined. We told you guys, and those of you who went to Dolphins practice during training camp, open practice, you saw it. We told you guys Tua was letting the thing rip throughout the summer. That Tua was throwing that ball downfield all summer. To see it translate into actual games, I think, is a relief for this team and for this offense. But it is ultimately what we have seen from him for the past, it's September, so 3 months. It's what we've seen for the past 3 months is a willingness to push the ball downfield, willingness and ability to push the ball downfield. It just didn't happen last year because it was Jalen Waddle and who that would get open downfield.
There's nothing. They didn't have anything. They didn't even have a real coaching. So it's just they didn't have anything. By the way, Justin Herbert down 31-10. He's got an interception, a fumble lost, but he's great. By the way, he's just fantastic. He's a dynamo. He's a stud. He's about to drop to 1-2. I'm just just to make sure. What are you working on over on ESPN? What kind of praise are you getting for the Miami Dolphins on ESPN? What fantastic articles are you writing about the Miami Dolphins on ESPN?
I can briefly go over my takeaway and my biggest question. That's what we do after every game. My takeaway and my biggest question. My takeaway today was this offense showed what an explosive group of playmakers, how quickly they can change the outcome of the game. 39 plays. All it took were 6 on that game-defining drive to march down the field and score. It doesn't matter. It just showed they can be kept in check throughout 3 quarters of a game, whether it means they're being stifled, whether it means they're being kept off the field, doesn't matter. They can be held out in check for 3 quarters. This offense has now shown for the second week in a row that it can score quickly when needed. That's important. That's something that wasn't present last year. It wasn't present the year before. And my biggest question now at 3-0 for the Dolphins, since, I know y'all get mad at me for looking ahead. I think you're going to like this one, though. At 3-0, how long can this win streak last? How long can this win streak last? How long can this run last? Because you got the Bengals coming up next week on a short week. That's going to be tough.
On the road.
Then you've got Jets. You've got Vikings, Steelers, Lions, Bears, Browns, bye week, Texans. There's a world where the Dolphins are favored in 7 of those 8 games. There's a world where the Dolphins have 10 wins entering that December from hell, where they're at San Francisco, at Chargers, at Buffalo to start the month.
There's no more hell, bro. There's no more hell. They're a good team. There's no more hell. I think
they're a good team.
And by the way, I'm really worried about this game for a letdown. And I explained it to Cam because not only did you play a good schedule to start the season, not only are you 3-0, and so you're leading the division now, but also you've exercised 3 demons. Like the Patriots, you've put them away now 4 straight times. So that's like you're done with the Patriots. They're never going to be anything to you again. And then the Ravens have kicked your ass over and over again. Well, you beat them last year, and now you went this year to their place and beat them. So you kind of now exercising that demon. And then the Bills have owned your ass 7 straight times now. And so now you're exercising that demon. So this is a very taxing mentally and physical stretch for them because a lot of those guys have some wounds from all those teams, and they wanted to kind of exercise that. So Cincinnati means nothing to them at all. There's no rivalry. There's no history. There's no nothing. And so I am a little concerned that only human nature is they're worn out, bro. This was a brutal game. Now you've got to rust up and get ready in 4 days. That's a really difficult task. If they go 4-0, they are an incredibly resilient bunch, man. Really impressive. Because, by the way, I just want you to know, the Dolphins are better than Cincinnati. Period. End of story. The Dolphins are a better team than Cincinnati. That I'm convinced of. But I don't know if, mentally and physically they'll be what they need to get it done there because they have the better team. There's no doubt in my mind. Better talent.
They have a better team than all of the 8 teams I just mentioned.
Yes.
Over the next 9 weeks.
That's right. You're right.
I mean, you play the game. You play the game to play the game. Like anything can happen on any given Sunday. Jacksonville's just dropped 31 points for the first time in God knows how long. Indy beat Kansas City today. Like anything can happen on any Sunday. So, you don't just play the game on paper, but they're a better team than all of those.
Hey, by the way, 31-10. Can Justin Herbert come back from 21?
I guess we'll see. Look, man. Look, man.
I don't know. I'm just saying Miami
I think
drafted a
people
guy that
underestimated.
could come back from 21. I'm just saying. Did the Chargers draft a guy that can come back from 21? I'm just saying.
I think people underestimated how close Miami was, and it's still early, so I don't treat this like I'm writing them into the Super Bowl. But people underestimated how close Miami was. You know, they have the pieces on defense. They needed the offense to catch up. As long as the defense could keep its level of play from the second half of the 2021 season, a competent offense would put them in the playoffs. Just a competent offense puts them in the playoffs. A good offense might win them a game. An explosive offense might win them the damn division. So, like, people underestimated who outside of South Florida thought the Dolphins were going anything better than 2-2 in this first four. That's all we heard, right? Was like they'd be lucky to be 2-2. You'd be happy. With
I had them 3-1. By the way, I'm just saying
this and that. Somebody Google it because I'm gonna go home after this. I don't want to look it up. In my schedule release bold prediction, I think I said the Dolphins start the season 8-2. So I'm just saying, like, before, don't call me nothing. Don't call me a hater.
Well, we know. See, you got blue on. You see, you have blue on. You know, we kind of know
even
deep
blue,
down
bro.
inside.
I'm colorblind. I don't know that.
It's blue. That's blue.
I
That's
had
blue.
no idea. Thought it was purple.
we know you got Buffalo Bills underwears on right now and Bills socks and things like that. So, you know,
I got ESPN socks on right now. They're kind of hard, but no, I am super colorblind, bro. Ask anybody that knows me.
Are you really colorblind?
I'm really colorblind. My girlfriend lives in Dallas now. I can't bounce it off of her anymore. I can't hold a shirt up.
I was going to say there's no doubt that Haley dressed you today. That I was going to tell you that, by the way. There's no doubt in my mind.
The final approval for the fit today. I picked it out.
Yeah. There's no doubt. Way to go, Haley. Way to go. You're his last chance of anything. So please help the man. He needs your help. Okay. So you really are colorblind. Wow.
Yeah. Like,
holy crap.
Differentiating colors hard. I really thought that this was purple and gray. So if that's not the case, whatever, it looks good.
All right.
No, man,
we've got to get more aqua in your wardrobe, a little more. You're in South Florida. You should have a little aqua in your wardrobe. You know what I'm saying?
I told y'all last week. I've got like 3 Dolphin shirts that I just can't wear in public. I got 3 Dolphin shirts I can't wear in public.
All right. Well, next week, what you do is you wear them on Thursday night on the post-game show. After they win, and you go in your car, and then you switch into a Dolphin shirt, and then you do the interview.
Still no. No, I won't, because you know what I care about more than the people saying mean things in the comments or calling me this and that? I care about my paycheck. And if ESPN sees me wearing Dolphins gear, that paycheck has a chance to stop coming.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. By the way, what do we know injury-wise from the locker room? Because it was a mass unit. How many people last time came back?
The biggest one I can say is Xavier Howard had legitimate cramps. He said it was his calf cramping up, not his groin. No, there were times that he looked a little stiff today, but he was dealing with the calf cramp, not anything flaring up.
Okay, well, that's good. That's not serious. That's not serious. We're good with that. Anything other that was serious?
Not that I could tell. No. And even Greg Little, if it's a finger injury, I mean, I know that fans down here are, you might get a little PTSD when you hear about a finger injury and how long it should keep somebody out. But for an offensive lineman, tape that up, man.
Right. Yeah.
And go play.
Right.
You shouldn't be really using your fingers anyway. You use an open palm. So,
right.
You know what I mean? So, like, you don't got to grab nothing. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you.
We'll hear more. We'll hear more tomorrow. It's a short week. This hurricane has a chance to shorten it even more if they have to change their travel plans. But I think all of that is still being determined at the time.
You better change your travel plans. Get your ass out of here, bro.
Oh, I'm trying.
Get your ass out of here,
man.
Huh?
Oh yeah, I think I'm getting out of here on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's a smart move on your part. Yeah. Get out of here a little early, and I mean, really, it's Cincinnati. I'm sure you can't wait to get there. Okay.
I want to try Skyline Chili, bro. I'll say it. I'll say it.
Go ahead.
I want
It's
to try
fine.
Skyline Chili.
It's all right. I mean, it's all right. It's not like anything like, oh my God, it's really as good as people say it is. No, it's not. It's all right. It's all right.
Just to
We
see,
used
you
to
know,
have,
just to see
we
what
had,
it's like.
we
I
had
like
one
having my
here.
own opinion. I like having
We
my
had
own
one
opinion.
here. Yeah. We had one here, and it's gone now. I think the pandemic kind of put it completely out. But yeah, no, you might as well, dude. It's like the Anchor Bar crap in Buffalo. Even though it's not really where you get the best wings, people go there anyways.
Right.
It's just a tourist trap. So Skyline Chili, when you taste it, you'll go, okay, it's all right, but it's not like, oh my God, this is the greatest chili I've ever had. No, it's not the case.
It's like escargot. I had escargot just to say I've had it, just to participate in the conversation.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Hold your horses there.
I did not
Have you had the escargot at Burns Steakhouse in Tampa?
I will not. No, I don't want it again. I had it once.
Okay, if you and I are ever in Tampa together, I'm gonna take you to
escargot.
Burns. I'm gonna treat you to it, and you're gonna
Who's
remember
paying
me.
for the escargot makes no difference to me.
But
I don't want it.
Trust me. The escargot in that place is off the chain, dude.
It
The
just
sauce
feels
they
like
use.
it just feels like in a world where we have so many food options available. I forget who just said this, but I'm gonna paraphrase. In a world we have so many food options available, I don't want to eat a snail. I did it to try it. If it was excellent and blew me away, I'd probably eat it again. It didn't blow me away. I didn't like the consistency of it. The taste was just okay. You know,
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you, if you try it at Burns Steakhouse, okay, it's the greatest escargot I've ever had in my life. It is so freaking good, dude. It's in this sauce that's made. It's delicious. That you'll get the bread and you'll dip it in that sauce after that. That's how good it is. It's so delicious. They have these little breads that they give you at Burns. Oh, so good. Garlic breads. Oh, I want to go to Burns Steakhouse right now, man. Anyway, all right. What are you working on ESPN so folks can check you out, my friend?
Where we move on from here, I'm going to go home. I'm going to watch this game again. I'm going to come up with my follow-up from there.
Okay.
Go let my dog out the crate. I know he's upset. And get ready for Cincinnati, man. It's a big week coming up because they're rolling right now, man. Like, they're 3-0 in the AFC East, or 3-0 in the AFC. Already got 2 AFC East wins. I mean, this is about as good of a start to the season as you could ask for from Miami. And not to mention, they're showing a maturity late in games that I think you would have expected them to develop over the course of a season and hoped that they would have in December. They're showing that right now. I think they're ahead of schedule right now. And, you know, again, to show that you can win games in multiple ways. You can win games if you have to throw it 50 times. You can win games when you only run 38 plays. You can win games when, you know, you've got the greatest tactician in NFL history on the opposite sideline for you, like they did in week 1. They're winning games in myriad ways, and that is going to help later on in the season. Not to mention, man, I think the biggest thing taken away from the locker room today that we haven't talked about during this segment, multiple players talked to me and told me this atmosphere was electric. This environment was electric. When that clock counted down, when the Bills were trying to snap the ball or spike the ball, the press box literally shook. It was shaking. I've never felt that before. People were here. People were loud and excited. Bills fans have this thing where they think they take over every city they go to, and a lot of cities they do. This was not one of them today. There were Bills fans there. This was not a Bills-favored crowd. This was a Dolphins-heavy crowd, as it should be at your home damn stadium. I thought they showed up. They were loud. I hate parking here now because you can't show up at 11 o'clock anymore. You got to get here early. But if it means getting to experience an environment like that, the parking woes are worth it, man. Like, I thought these first 2 games of the season have been, from a Dolphins fan perspective, I mean, night and day from previous seasons. Like, you can tell the excitement over the course of the offseason has translated into the stands at Hard Rock. So, you know, they're on the road the next couple of weeks. We'll see. You know, I don't know how well. We'll see how well they travel. It was a decent contingent in Baltimore last week. But, you know, great start to the season. It's starting off about as well, again, as any Dolphins fan or Dolphins player, staff member, whatever, could have hoped for entering the year.
I'm with you there. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_LJ. And, of course, catch his work there at ESPN. Marcel, we will talk later on in the week, my friend. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. I'll see you tomorrow.
You got it. There you go. Marcel Louis-Jacques getting it done for us. And so does My Edge Drink. Go to myedgedrink.com, the finest energy drink on the planet. And let me tell you, you can't get it in a store. You have to order it online. Go to myedgedrink.com. When I tell you an energy drink is delicious, smooth, and has zero aftertaste, I am not lying. Only 78 calories, and we'll get you 10% off. Use our code BIG-O. Go to myedgedrink.com. All right, myedgedrink.com. Use our code BIG-O for the finest energy drink on the planet, baby. Edge energy drink. Hey, it's 38-10 now. Trevor Lawrence with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, 262 yards. Justin Herbert, but he's losing to the Jags. His team is 1-2. He's 22 of 39 for 278 yards, a touchdown, an interception, and a fumble. But where are you, Justin Herbert, people? I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was awesome. Right? I think I've got in the car a couple times and hear my boys in the morning. I've heard Joe and the boys brag so much. I wonder if they are they still bragging about Justin Herbert there? Just saying. I still think he's better than Tua. They'd rather have him better than Tua? I'm just wondering what's going on. Do we have where are all those Herbert people? I know who you are. Where are you? Why aren't you talking some shit now? Your boy's losing 38-10 to the Jags. 38-10. What, he can't come back from 21 points? Tua does it. Why can't he? Oh, and by the way, the Chargers are home, losing to the Jags. He's playing the whole game. I mean, you want to judge Tua with ribs also, right? And a fractured knuckle. You know what he does? He beats the Ravens. What's Justin Herbert do? Fold the tent against the Jags at home. Oh, my God, I am having so much fun with you Justin Herbert clowns. It is fantastic. I am going, right now, I am going to go throughout this season, all you Tua, all you Greer haters, all you Justin Herbert, chain pullers. My brother, I'm going to look like OJ going through Brentwood the way I'm going to slice and dice your ass. Okay? That's what's going to happen. I'm going to look like OJ in Brentwood when I'm done with you. Phil Montgomery, ESPN's headlines about the concussion protocol, not about the Dolphins beating the Bills. ESPN and fins up. That's right. Yeah, ESPN's a clown show. It's a clown show. Ramon G, Dolphins time of possession, 19 minutes to Buffalo's 40, and Tua was out for a drive. So what did he play? 17 total minutes, and he put up a performance of A+. Damn straight, Ramon G, because you now have a franchise quarterback. Jamak 007 says Josh Noodle Arm Allen. Josh C chiming in says Tua definitely looked hurt after the sneak. I thought it was an ankle. So did I. I thought he came out of that pile a little ginger, and I was a little concerned about it. What a tough son of a bitch that guy is, man. He's just a tough dude, bro. Mentally, physically, you have to admire the hell out of Tua Tagovailoa. Tom Reinhardt, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Very nice of you, my friend. Thank you. All of you out there, as always, continuing to support our show. Let me get to all the super chats. I know there's a crap ton of chats that I cannot get to. Let me see. Juan Vaccaro. Dolphins become good after Omar Kelly leaves the Sentinel. Coincidence? I think not. LOL. I disagree, like I do a lot of times with Omar. So Omar, like always, finding the negative in shit. So he goes, "Do you think that Isaiah? What's the name of the kid? Is it Isaiah? Yeah, it was Isaiah McKenzie." He goes, "Do you think Isaiah McKenzie would make a bigger impact than Cedric Wilson? Because Cedric hasn't had a big impact yet, right?" And so I tweeted back to him. I said, "Your question doesn't make any sense." And see, this is where you sit as a media member in negative thoughts constantly and trying to find something to make people think, but you're just being negative at the moment when you should actually be focused on the positive stuff that's going on. Talk about Bethel being picked up and making plays on special teams. Talk about how the secondary's giving up yards, but is still making plays when they have to make plays. There's a lot of positives to be focused on. And so I told him his question made no sense. Do you know why his question made no sense? That's a front runner question, but it's also a question that really you're not looking at the facts. The Bills don't have two alpha receivers. Gabe Davis is nice and Isaiah Washington is nice. They're good receivers. Don't get me wrong. They're not Jalen Waddle. So you have Tyreek and Jalen Waddle. They're going to assume most of the balls. Then the rest are going to go to the tight end and then the backs or something. But the receivers, number 3, number 4, number 5, they're not going to get a lot of balls when you have Tyreek and Waddle. So, but the Bills, they only have one alpha. His name is Diggs. I like Gabe Davis. I like Isaiah Washington. Those guys are solid receivers, don't get me wrong, but they're not alphas. So that's why Cedric has a lesser role, just like Isaiah. If he was here and you're the third guy, you're going to have a lesser role, dude, because there are two freaking studs starting. They don't have that in Buffalo. They don't have that on most teams in the NFL. What is it, 25 of the teams in the NFL? They don't have Waddle and Tyreek. So why would you ask that question? And that's where, as much as I love Omar, you're just focused on the negative. How can you focus on any negative right now? What negative is there to focus on? Make people think about the good stuff. What did I tell you? They exercise 3 demons. How many people are going to tell you that? Nobody's going to tell you that. They're going to go to 3-0, but they're not talking about what those wins mean. We tell you that here because we look at it through the Dolphin glasses, which is what you want, which is what you deserve. Michael Cody, thank you, sir, for the love. Lake Erie turning into ocean water from all this salt from the Bills Mafia. Work is going to be fun here in Buffalo tomorrow. Keep Ross away. Hey, amen. Yeah, keep Ross away. Lost 2 picks because of that, dude. Jose, thank you for the love in the super chat. Man, who's going to beat us? Because I don't see a threat for a while unless we have a letdown. This win streak will continue. I'm really interested about this Thursday, guys. It's going to take a lot of intestinal fortitude to really get through Thursday on a short week on the road. You know what I'm saying? Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show if you want to make a donation through Cash App or Venmo. But I am worried about this week now because of how much the Bengals mean nothing to the Dolphins. No, and it's an AFC game. So it is important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you it's not important, but it meant so much more to beat the Bills. They hear it from everybody. Oh, well, I don't believe in the Dolphins. I'll believe in them now after the Bills. So they heard that all week. Oh, I don't believe in you guys. You got to go to the Ravens and beat them on the road. That last year you were lucky. Oh, no, the Patriots. Oh, they've got Twommy Boy, number 2. And Belichick is this, that. And so they hear all of that. And then, guys, what's wrong with you? We kick the Patriots' ass every time, and they did again. So it means so much to them because there's so much history with those 3 teams. The Bengals, there's no history. They don't care. The Get Up 17, thank you, sir, for the love on the super chat. Very nice of you, sir. So I do worry about this game. The rest of the games, after they have 10 days off from that Thursday night, I can see them winning most of those games too. I can see them having one hell of a game on the back end of the year because they passed a really tough test this week, this stretch here with these 3 games. But I am a little concerned about this week because it's only human nature to have a little bit of a letdown, you know? But wow, what a game. Amazing. We had Mike McDaniel's press conference. We had Tua's press conference. We also carried Cameron Wolf joined us with his KSDT CPA postgame report. Also, Marcel Louis-Jacques joined us also. And if you missed any of those interviews, you can rewind. Eventually, they'll all be podcasted. If not, most of them are already podcasted, knowing Sean, he's a beast. So you're probably going to be able to get them podcasted. And then eventually they'll all be on video too, individually. So you guys can, go through some of that stuff a little quicker and help you guys out. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to Miami Heat, Miami Heat Media Day. So we're not going to be on in the morning like normal. I'll be on probably in the afternoon. Sean and I will get back after we're done with the Heat. And then I'll do a couple of hours in the afternoon after we do the Heat. And so look for a lot of exclusive Heat content. We'll have interviews for you. We'll have players joining us on those interviews, all of that kind of stuff. So we're going to be able to have some fun and bring some more content. We're increasing the Canes content. We're increasing the Heat content. Obviously, our Dolphin content can't even be touched anywhere on the planet. So we're already set there. We've got the best Dolphin coverage for all Dolphin fans around the world. This is the place to be. Folks, please smash the hell out of the like button before you leave. It would be nice. We're over 1,200 likes. That's pretty nice. And we're at 1,200 watching, but I'm sure there's a lot of you that did not hit the like button. So please smash the like button. If you're on the Cuts channel, if you're on the mothership, whichever channel you're watching us on, we thank Sean Stanley, of course, as always, the man that masters this whole thing and makes it go round every single time. We will see you all tomorrow afternoon. Same time, same place, same bat channel. Probably around, I would think around 3 o'clock is when we'll be on tomorrow afternoon. So we'll have an afternoon show for you here on the program and plenty of Heat content. And we'll go over some of the stuff. By the way, at 3 o'clock, that also gives us an opportunity to have Mike McDaniel's press conference, and we can react to that and then have our insiders join us after that too. So it's actually better for us to have an afternoon show and give you more fresh Dolphin content and everything else that goes on in Heat Media Day tomorrow. All right. Appreciate all of you. Thank you all. Those of you that made donations on Cash App or Venmo or the Super Chat, we appreciate you. Those of you that are watching and chatting and subscribing and liking the channel and everything, and hit the notification bell and visiting our amazing sponsors like EJDconstruction.com, the proud sponsor of our post-game show. We thank EJD being our sponsor of our pre and post-game show. And again, call them at 305-433-4843. Call Eric and tell him that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. I promise you. EJDconstruction.com. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Y'all be good out there. Go Dolphins, baby. Be happy. Enjoy it. This is absolutely sweet.
This has been the Miami Dolphins Postgame Show on the Sports Talk 305 Network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. Please subscribe to our platform by searching Big O Radio Show on all digital avenues. On behalf of all our staff, we thank you for supporting us. Have a fantastic week.